Hey, everybody. Yeah, that's right. It's 10. We're about to get going. Going to have a fun show here today. Small but mighty, you sons of bitches. We're joined by BC. You know who BC is? Well, BC's the guy that if you shout out an answer at the Schmoedown, he'll rip your legs off and beat you to death with them. So we're going to introduce you to him. And we'll also be here with Kate Mulligan, myself, and RB3. So get ready. Here we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SEN Live. It's the Schmoedown Entertainment Network. I am Kristian Harloff, and this is our morning show. Thank you for joining us here today. The engineer, the man who makes it happen, RB3. What up, RB3? How you doing, man? Next to me, she is dancing with Chewbacca, the mini Chewbacca, and she is Kate Mulligan. Hello, Kate. How you doing? Good, perfect.
Hey, good, really good, really good.
Joining us on the table, he wrote a letter, he wrote another letter, and then he wrote another letter. Ladies and gentlemen, BC, man of the hour. What's up, BC?
What's up, dude? Man, how long have I been bothering you to bring me on?
The first time you ever have.
That's true.
It is. For this network, first time ever. It was the first time. Once or twice you asked to be on this show, and I said, okay. The other show, I don't. So welcome back to the show, guys. We have a really fun show here today.
We've already been shushed by Kristian.
I do that to my kids, too. I go, My oldest can't stand it.
No, it's the worst sound. That's why it works.
Yeah, she can't stand it. She goes, stop it. I don't like that sound. And then last night I ripped one on when I was sitting on the couch with her, and my wife was putting the baby to sleep, and I'm there with the 8-year-old, and she's reading, and she goes, it's like a balloon fart, Dad. She goes, that's what you do while your oldest daughter is reading a book? Is that nice? She goes, you think I want to keep reading and learn my knowledge and gather knowledge? She says, gather knowledge. Gather knowledge. And then when she asked me, she wants, my wife goes and puts the baby to sleep. And so that's my oldest cue to ask to play Jedi Fallen Order. So she does it because she doesn't want my wife to hear because it's a school night. So she goes, she raised her arms like that, and we play. So I'm getting farther and farther along in that game, which is good. I finished Parasite, by the way. I just told RB3 that. RB3's very excited. You guys seen it yet?
Nope, not yet.
Very original movie.
I've been told I need to watch it. I hear it's great.
It's really, really good. It's a really, really good movie. The problem that I have with it was me, and that is that I waited too long to see it. Yeah. And I became part of the hype train.
Oh, I hate that.
I can't stand when that happens. It's like everyone's like, this is the best movie you're going to see all year, and it's a really good movie. It's brilliantly directed. It's gorgeous the way that it's shot. The acting's out of control. It's an original movie, and I don't know what the hell I was expecting, but because everybody's saying this is the best movie you're ever going to see, I'm like, it was really good, but I don't think it's my number one.
That might have been the problem with me and Irishman, is that I waited
so hyped and waiting for the next casino or something.
Yeah.
The worst that ever happened to me was 300, because I waited a long time to see 300. And then when I finally saw it, I was like, it's all right. It's like, great.
Yeah. So I don't know. So it's it's like I said, it's a really good movie. If you put it on my top list, I still like Ford versus Ferrari. I love that movie. I love that movie. Good. Really good. Loved it. So look, guys, we got a lot to talk about here today. Yeah, we're gonna be Brett's right here. Look at Brett. That's the best pretzel. He isn't shaved, but he looks wonderful.
He's just going to come in every once in a while with a real zinger.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's just like having
the funny thing is that thing will probably say just as much as Brett will. Although Brett has been talking a lot.
He has been talking a lot, but also he bats 1,000. What's the most a person can bat? 1,000?
Right. Yeah,
okay.
you had it. Yeah.
He bats 1 billion.
He bats
he bats 1,000 because he makes everything count, that Brett says.
It's true. You see some redesigns in the studio. The one thing that didn't work is that stupid. I put the Edge of Tomorrow behind me, and it's got that big old light. So I can't wait for the text note from my mother. Yeah. That's
There's a big square of masking tape.
The stuff by you guys, your corner looks the best. Your corner looks good.
Because I'm in it.
No, but look. I mean, that whole corner.
That corner does look good.
Thank you again to our buddies over at Arcade One Up.
That is a dope
arcade. One Up Arcade. They sent us that equipment, that machine, and it's just I play it all the damn time. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And then even BC's corner looks really good. You got those old school posters in there. You got the
Jason Smelling.
Yeah, the Jason Smelling one. We put it back. So that's good. And even Ben Campbell's corner. We even have his. Even though he's not there right now. Oh, it's so sad. But yeah, it's looking good.
Question: was Snyder walking around with the JTE at the Schmoedown?
I would say that's probably possible. Yeah, I say that's probably possible. I mean, what would you think of his garage sale, by the way?
That was. I'm like, dude, you can't just sell your stuff. Like, this isn't a garage sale.
It was. If one person could do it, it was him.
I guess
It was. So, guys, BC is here. So, if you didn't know, BC, like I said in the little mini thing, BC basically is there to strike fear in anybody who decides they want to scream out answers in the crowd. Or besides that, though, he's helping with all the competitors, and he's making sure that they're in the spots they're supposed to be, and that's got to be the most challenging part, right?
Oh yeah, that is the most challenging part, is getting everybody where they need to be, especially when you have matches like when you have Dagnino and you have Kaiser.
Oh yeah,
getting them where they need to be is always a difficult problem.
If I had $1 for every time I heard you scream, "Where the fuck is Kaiser?" we could shut the studio down. We would never do another Streamlab ever again.
I was getting so mad because he just disappeared. Like, I'll be there in a minute. No, you're going out. Your music's playing, dude.
He cracked a joke. And you guys can watch. It's still available, by the way. The spectacular live stream is available for the next week. And he cracked a joke, and I was with Brad Gilmore, and we were watching from the side. And Ellis did not like the joke, right? Because Ellis's eyes rolled back in his head, and he touches his head like this when Kaiser says it, and Gilmore and I are going, look, Ellis did not like that one. So Kaiser comes out, and I go, yeah, Ellis was not throw that joke. He goes, that's the joke. walks off.
Also, I have to say something I'm learning about Mark Ellis, and everybody knows I love Mark Ellis. But he's not really a yes and kind of guy. Like, I don't think I want to do improv with Mark Ellis because I feel like there was even a moment where he's like, bow your head, Ellis. And Ellis just sat there and was like,
bow your head?
Bow your head. He's like, show some respect, Ellis. Bow your, like, because he was doing in his thing.
Yeah.
And Ellis was just like,
right.
No, and he sat there. And I was like, bro, like, just... Like
he doesn't play along with it.
He doesn't play along with it.
Yeah.
And
he's
it's
never
just
been like that.
So I know, but that's somebody I don't want to get on an improv stage with. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'd be like, Daddy, so good to see you. And he'd be like, I'm not your dad. And he'd be like, well,
Daddy,
scene's ended.
It's good to see you. Did you see the Redskins game yesterday? It was on. So anyway.
He was telling me before that game too. He's like, I'm gonna call you as soon as we win and yell. I'm not even gonna hold on. I'm just gonna yell.
That's you're a Cowboys guy, right?
Yeah,
That's horrible.
And so, bro, look,
what?
Look, I'm the only New Yorker who loves Cowboys. All right?
Yeah. Were you born in New York?
I was born in Jersey.
You're born in Jersey. That makes more sense.
I was born in Seaside, and then I lived in
Okay.
Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, Seaside.
Yeah. Okay. How long did you live there for?
Till I was 1.
Oh, till you were 1. and then they moved you to
and then we went to Dallas.
Okay, so you're really
yeah,
Texan.
I'm really a Texan.
Yeah, hell yeah. I like Texas, man, and I tell you what, Brad Gilmore, that kid knows how to stay working with me for a long time. He brought me, I always say scorchies, but it's torchies.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I went there when we went to Booker T's thing, and we did the event in May, and a couple people told me about Torchies, and it's probably the best taco place I've ever been to. I love it so much, and they had this hot sauce, and I lost my mind over it. And Gilmore, right after I left, sent me a bottle, and then when at Spectacular, he said, "Yo, I got something for you," and he brought another bottle. I said, I love this kid, and I'm already halfway through it. It's been a day and a half.
We
love that hot sauce.
Me and Gilmore we're talking, and we talk with wrestling lingo and stuff because we have our own how we speak, and then people would hear us like, "What are you saying?" And we have to explain.
Right.
Marking
out,
weird,
getting over. Yeah.
Gimmick, color, like just weird words.
Yeah. Well, I've been teaching a lot of the Schmoedown people are getting, like, nobody knew what the hell kayfabe was. A lot of these
still
people,
don't.
No, well, they don't know how to do it, but they know the word.
So mad.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad to see it in the group. I'm just like, yeah, they're like kayfabe. I'm like, that's not how you. No, that's not. I know. That's not right, guys.
And sometimes this, I know what drives you nuts because it drives me nuts. They'll be in an interview and they'll go, just to break kayfabe for a second. No.
Stop!
No! Stop it! No! You don't do that. It drives me nuts.
Do you know what lean is?
Like
drug? Yeah.
Like sipping lean?
Like her shirt.
Yeah. I didn't know.
I like that shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Codeine in a Jolly Rancher? Yeah, dog. Come on.
RB3.
There's so many different recipes.
Yeah,
he
sure.
said codeine. He said codeine and a Jolly Rancher.
Well, I mean, codeine is in cough syrup. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
That's where that comes from.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking. This is welcome
didn't
to
know.
the Lean Show, and we are here, all things lean. So, look, as you didn't know beforehand, if you're brand new to the show, the way that we keep the lights on here, we go through STREAMLABS.com/the or Super Chat. We take all your questions and whatever you want to do. You guys dictate the show. You guys produce the show and continue to do that. The SCHMOEBOT's going to be on in just a second here, and if you want to interrupt the show, you can do that. So once again, that's STREAMLABS.com/the. Really humbled and appreciative for everybody who's been involved doing this with us since November 3rd or 4th, whatever it is. I can't believe we're on our 25th show. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Woo! Yeah, it's already done 25 of these shows. You've been watching. How the hell did you find us, by the way?
I was just looking for, a long time ago, I was looking for information on the first Avengers. And I found Movie Talk. And someone asked him about his favorite reviewers, Campia, and I was like, and he mentioned Schmoes No, so I looked y'all up and immediately gravitated toward that.
Awesome.
So
yeah,
and that's when I came to
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
Right? Yeah, that's where I met you at Comic-Con.
I had no ticket to Comic-Con. I had no hotel room. I was sleeping in a car. I came just to meet them and go, hey, can I have a job?
Oh my God.
Kid's a hustler, man.
Yeah.
And he's also a professional wrestler. You've been-
World heavyweight champion.
Yeah. So tell me about this. So the name of the organization is
ETCW.
Okay,
East
now-
Texas Championship Wrestling.
So how'd you get involved with this?
Just because I trained in Dallas, and there's multiple different companies: MPX, VIP, DFW All Pro, SOAR, Texoma Pro, and ETCW, and a couple others, man. And so wrestling is kind of like, you're your own contractor. You move around when you're on the indies. You do wherever you can go and whatnot. So ETCW brought me in, and originally I was a tag team, and my partner decided he didn't want to go. He doesn't want to travel as much. So I started doing single stuff, and I'm their first champion. And you can tell I've broken the belt because I hit people with it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was the first champion of the company, and I'm still champion, like 722 days.
Wow.
So,
Whoa.
Are you
We
booked?
thought
do you
25 was
who
impressive.
books?
dude, Bobby Midnight,
Okay.
and my manager, Nigel Rabid.
Well, that's what you could explain why you've had the belts on. Anyway, so BC's here. He's also obviously big movie guy. And we'll talk some Schmoedown in a little bit, but I want to talk to you guys. RB3, let's get that SCHMOEBOT up and running. The SCHMOEBOT, fuck it, put that on too. Why not?
Yeah. It's a banger.
I know.
It's a gym.
David B, man. David B did that. And how badass was it, David B playing the Corruption theme song?
So I met David B, because I'd get him in the place.
Dude, man.
He's a good dude,
He is
man.
a
I
good
was sitting
dude.
there hanging out with him, and we've been talking since the Schmoedown. He's a cool guy. I didn't know he was down in Houston.
Yeah, he's in Houston. That's where I met him at Booker's thing. He came in.
He was gonna, because I'm going to AEW tomorrow, and he messaged me. He's like, "Hey man, you got an extra ticket? I'll come down the way." I'd already given away my extra ticket, but
Yeah, or for which one? For
AEW.
Oh, for AEW.
Tomorrow in Dallas,
You're
yeah.
going, and we'll talk some AEW with BC also, because that's one of the things I want to get into. It's so hard with all the other shit. It finally took me forever to just watch Parasite. But I do want to see. I heard great things about AEW. People are loving it, and we'll get BC's breakdown on it. Kate actually saw Richard Jewell, so she's going to review that for us later. We're going to talk about this Mandalorian story, the big one. There's a lot of other stories that were going around, but we've been talking about it so long on this show about is Pedro Pascal in that costume, and if he is, does it matter? And then I was having a conversation with Adam Gertler and Jamie Costa the other day, and we started talking about it, and I was like, and I think Adam was the one who said something. I was like, that's definitely the real reason why he's not in it. It makes a lot of sense, and we'll get into that. That's a tease. Okay, so starting with
that's a tease.
That's a tease.
That's just the way he said it. That's a tease.
Sorry. That's right. It's always sunny in Philly. Brett's sneaky remarks out of nowhere comments is why he's gold on this show.
Yes.
Meeting him back in August was great. He was a truly funny guy. I've been donating during live shows because I'm watching at work, so I get paid to watch. So I figure I'll pay it back. I like where your head's at.
Good move.
Yeah, I like that. Blake, Brett's Crisis preview could double as a very accurate spoiler review. Interesting. I haven't watched any of it. Have you?
No, because it pisses me off.
Why?
Because they're showing the first half of it, and then they're making you wait a month to finish.
It's not too much, though. It's not like Lost when you do
Well,
like three,
okay, but
three or four
last
months.
year, Elseworlds ended it was the fall break. We go in the fall break, we watched Elseworlds. I don't want to watch half of it and then wait a month. Like, come on, man.
And do you think
Let
that's
me
a little-
watch the whole damn thing.
I think you're being a little bit of an entitled fan there.
I am. A little bit. I gotta wait a month. I gotta waiting a month.
There's not enough shit on TV for you to have
I told because I was with Jay the other day, and he was like, "Hey, we'll watch the episode and then do an after show." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna wait and watch it all in January. Okay. I don't even care."
All right. That makes sense. I get it. Okay, let's see.
Have you and Jay ever wrestled?
No, I want to though.
Yeah. What was that belt that he had today? I saw him post a picture.
He's got a tag title, I believe.
Did he just win it?
UEW.
Okay.
I don't know if UEW's running much longer though. I think he said that they're about to shut down.
So wait a minute. So how do you guys then? Because I remember how it was like back in the day, and like the going from territory to territory and all that shit. With AEW and WWE, how does it make it worth it for you to say? Because are you trying to get into one of these things, or you're just doing your thing because you like doing it?
At this point, yeah. I'm not looking to get in there. Like I have a lot of friends at AEW. I got a lot of friends at NXT and WWE. A couple of my trainers are out there.
You just like doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm 35. Yeah. Like I'm not. I don't want to do this every night. It hurts.
Yeah.
All right.
Brett, insert Brett comment there. 35. That's gross.
No, the mic wasn't on. Good job, Brett. Leave him alone, will you?
I'm sorry.
Playing with
Everybody misses him.
I know.
So yeah, I'm like, it hurts too much. I'm fine doing it when I do it. I'm fine, where I am. It's cool.
Yeah.
So
that's good. I mean, that's I'm always curious about that too, because if you're having fun doing what you're doing now, and you're coming out and you're doing a lot of stuff with the Schmoedown around there, because you come to most of the events. Like you've been to New York with us, Chicago.
Yeah, I went to Chicago. I think I only missed that one New York, and that's because my flights got canceled.
It was the holiday.
No, because it was that hurricane.
Oh, right.
It messed up all the East Coast, and
right,
I was flying standby, and they're like, "We can get you there at 10:30 tonight." I'm like, "That does
Is that the only one you missed?
That's the only one I've missed.
Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, we have so many more coming up next year, man.
I know. I'm excited. I've already put the ones you've announced. Already put in my calendar.
Awesome. We were going to Atlanta. That's on sale right now. Oh, and then Ellis gave me the confirmation. We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen, for the awards and the draft. The awards and the draft, January 11th, Comedy Store. Tickets will go on sale. It is 21 and up. People have been asking me. It's 21 and up because it's a 2-drink minimum. So just let people know. I think it begins at 12:30 p.m. The tickets should be on sale like any day. So as soon as they are, I'll make it known on this show. I'll put it up on the Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, you should do that. Facebook, go to the Schmoedown group. Lots of people, the community is, people sometimes they give away tickets there, and it's pretty awesome. So you guys should go over and have a conversation. If you're brand new to the Schmoedown, talking to you, Suge Knight, go on over there and join that. Kaylin Rose, 715.
Hey, Kaylin.
I'll have to watch today's live on the replay, but I wanted to give a shout out to your event coordinator, Jonathan. I had a glitch with buying Atlanta tickets. Yep, and he responded super quickly. He's awesome. That is the understatement of the year. Jonathan's
the best.
Dude, he's no joke. Jonathan is. We're so blessed with Jonathan and Megan.
Yeah.
So Jonathan and Megan both. So the way that it worked for those people, they're like the unsung heroes that you guys don't really see enough of. So Jonathan was my old manager, hosting manager. He worked at the company, and then he went to work for this company, Full Screen, for a bit, and they had a live division. And Megan was a fan, and so she was also working there with Jonathan, and they worked together. And we had a meeting, and they're like, "Hey, would you want to do a Schmoes No Show?" They said, "Do you want to do a Schmoes No Show? We'll take you and Mark on the road." And he goes, and I go, "I think I want to do something with Schmoedown. I think Schmoedown could be something." And then we start talking about it, and immediately they got it, and they understood. They said, "Okay, let's see what we can do here." And we agreed to do 3 in LA to see if anybody would come to them, because I didn't know if anybody would want to see it. We did the first one on a Thursday. It was the only one in LA we didn't sell out because it was a Thursday. So you can't do. I mean, it's like, but we did it on Saturday. The next 2 like sold out. So we're like, okay, that's good. Now let's try it in New York. But Jonathan, the way that this dude puts together, him and Frank put together the website. If you guys have not gone, and again, please, I ask you this: if you're just a fan of the show, do me a favor. Right now, on another tab, open up the SCHMOEDOWNlive.com. Even if you're not a fan of the Schmoedown, just to look at the site itself and browse around a little bit, because the work that they put in, like Frank puts all the stats in there and articles. Janine the Machine does a monthly, weekly thing, Machine Mondays. And Jonathan and those guys just put together so much work, and you can suggest cities and everything. Just take a look at the site for me, if you don't mind, the SCHMOEDOWNlive.com. But Jonathan does all that stuff, and he's just on it.
It does flow really easily.
Yeah, he's just on it. And with Megan, I mean, Megan, both of them, what they did with the expo was just incredible. So
Megan is a star, dude. Like
she really is.
Everyone, she runs everything, and she just.
The hell was that? Was that me?
Yeah, 100% that was you. You're literally the only person touching glass.
But that was.
What was that?
But I didn't do
That's
anything.
like my old stand-up joke.
Yeah,
Yeah, here's what
this.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it got stuck.
that sometimes when glass gets wet, it sticks to other glass. This is like that
Are
old
you
stand-up
teaching me
joke.
about women?
This is that old stand-up joke I used to have. Like when you take your, like when you're in denial about things, like you take your shoes off and you're like,
Yeah.
oh boy, somebody's feet smell.
Right.
You're like, ugh.
Right. It's like, who stinks?
Exactly.
Right, I get it. Sorry about that. So,
God, what was that?
So Megan's great.
Megan's great. She runs this whole thing, and then she just kind of points me where to go. She's like, BC, direction, go.
I love
And that's when I
that.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was-
she's the best.
Yeah. So
and
people-
also kind about it too. Like,
Super kind.
Super kind. Like but like she also said to us at some point, she's like, great show, everybody. You all have to leave.
She does it with a smile on her face, and it's so good. I saw her, she won't, if she's pissed off, she won't get mad in front of me. Like what she does, like I saw her, I don't know, she might have been talking to you, but she was talking to somebody, and something was going wrong. And she's like, and I walk over, I go, what's wrong? She says, nothing. Everything's good.
I love that.
That was me, yeah.
It was you. She's so good. They're both of them. And Jonathan, but Jonathan will do the opposite.
Yeah.
Jonathan will show you, and if you, Jonathan, like you piss him off, like, and like in the best, I'm not talking about like just like a hothead. I'm talking about somebody just like, no.
Yeah.
This is what we said, and he'll get you the deal. He'll make sure that he is one of the best people that we have working for us, hands down. Him and Megan for sure.
Megan's real good. She's like, everybody, please leave, please. And they're not leaving.
Yeah.
Get the
Right. Yeah.
The new website looks incredible. By the way.
It does, right? You're just checking it out. The
Yeah,
website. I'm
yeah,
telling you guys, please, even if you're watching on the replay, just for a favor, go and check out the SCHMOEBOT.com. Some people don't always do the Streamlabs. Some people don't do the super chats, and some people aren't on a Patreon. I don't think it's a lot to ask to just click on that website and go to the SCHMOEBOT.com, browse around a little bit, show us, because Jonathan also chimes in, he goes, we had a really big uptick today in views. And I was like, good. I love it because they're always on it. They're looking at it. So please show those guys some love, and please go visit the site today. Exiled Garlic. Kristian, have you read Rise of Resistance? Would you recommend? No, but I would recommend not losing my glasses so I can see within a day.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Within
No,
a day. I
you
think
didn't.
they're in my car, but I brought them out yesterday. I think I lost them. I didn't
me
even
when
put
I
them
had
on. Yeah.
Invisalign.
I left my glasses and like my third favorite hoodie at the venue the other day.
Oh, did you?
Oh.
I think I might have your hoodie.
No,
I don't.
Went back the next day. There was an event going on.
Oh, you've had it.
I walked right through everything, went down to the green room, got
You
my
got
stuff.
it. So it was. I have somebody's suit jacket. Somebody left their suit jacket there.
Ben Bateman?
No, I was going to say it's too tight. It was too big.
Hi.
Hi. That's the best SCHMOEBOT we ever got. It's the best one we ever got. There's no chance.
Hi.
Hi, Burton.
Did it legit just say hi? Is that
Yeah.
all it said? Get out of here. That's amazing. That's the best
That's
SCHMOEBOT.
also the creepiest, too.
Of
'Cause I'm like,
all
what else are you going to
time.
say? What else? Are we-
That was from Burton, who just said hi.
Hi.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
That's amazing.
That wins.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So good.
I think Mark might even enjoy that one.
I think Mark would like that one. Although he would.
That's where I started to see he's not a yes and guy.
Yeah, especially yesterday when he kept bringing up the SCHMOEBOT. It's like, why would you?
And
then he was surprised when the audience started chanting schlong. Someone yesterday had a meeting and someone asked me and said, where did the Meryl Streep chant start? Because that's
Where
become
did that start? Yeah.
Bibiani.
I knew it. I didn't know which match.
It started. I think he got people started to say it during studio matches, but then it transferred over. Like he didn't start it at the live events, but it was his thing that he started during the studio, and then it just transferred over. But it's become the what chant.
Yeah,
it's the what chant.
It's insane. I love it.
It's actually pretty funny. But
I think it was New York where it was just deafening loud that they were doing that, the Meryl Streep. And I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen an audience chant.
Meanwhile, like Meryl Streep pops in, she's like, yes.
That's what I was gonna say.
heard.
I have a dream. I have a dream, and I'm gonna to where this thing blows up to where and it's in crowds all over the country, and then Meryl Streep gets wind of it that at one time during like a big event, and people start screaming Meryl Streep that she actually walks out and waves. Yeah.
I have a Meryl Streep story.
Oh,
Are you
sure
ready
you
for
do. If you're gonna paint her as a monster, I don't
No,
wanna hear it.
she's this is another moment of me being an absolute jackass.
Okay, then I like that story.
100% absolute jackass.
Now, SCHMOEBOT will probably
There are
cut you off during this.
That's
story.
fine. There's
There's already a jackass on the show.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right, very nice.
I'm in Jackass Club too after this story.
Boom. Welcome to the club.
This is so I went to school with her daughter, and I went to a birthday party. So went to college with her daughter, who could not be a more grounded, nice, wonderful person. And went to a mutual friend's kid's birthday party. I had my baby, I had my bigger kid walk in the door, and I have my backpack. I've got the baby, I've got the gift, and the Beat Buds. Do you ever go to birthday parties with the Beat Buds playing?
I kind of
It's
I
huge thing.
absolutely know what the Beat Buds are. Yeah,
Like they just it's like this. This is like a very LA.
Yes.
If you've got the money, you get the Beat Buds.
I know what
to
they
your
are.
kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
And they play songs and stuff.
I've heard the CD. I
So
can't
I'm
afford them
walking
at a party.
into the room, and like Dickie's behind me, and like I've got this giant backpack on, and a woman I walk in the door, and this woman takes it from me to help me. And I look, and it's Meryl Streep, and I don't know what to fucking do. So I just sit down and like listen to the Beat Buds with my kid. I look back 2 minutes later, she's still holding the bag, like, the fuck is happening here? And then she like puts it down eventually. But it was one of those
You gave
things.
Meryl Streep your bag and then took off.
I sat directly in front of her.
Take
it was
this,
like
Streep.
if I could if I could
I
act
can't
it out.
see it.
Well, I'm gonna make
Oh,
it
there
so
you go.
that
Look
see.
at that.
Okay, look. Okay, so this is it.
God, that video game looks good.
This is her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I walk in.
Yeah.
She takes my backpack, and I just sit down.
It's awkward as hell.
It was the worst. There are so few. I just literally sit. I was just like, just like
sunk
collapsed.
back.
Did she ever come back and just give it to you? Like,
Right.
oh, here's your bag.
She was standing 2 feet away from me, and I didn't know. I didn't like. but I
Sweetheart,
was
that
like,
girl you went to school with, she's a moron.
she's a fucking idiot. And this was like days before her daughter was going to deliver their baby, too.
Oh, no.
It was one of those things where like, I didn't want her to feel like, I was like, but I did the worst thing, which was not acknowledge her at all. I was like, I don't want to be all over her,
Right.
but I could have
You
been
should
like,
have high-fived her.
I honestly should have been like, put the baby down. But it was so shocking because I wasn't
Because
like,
you weren't
I walked
expecting Meryl
into,
Streep.
there's
You're
also
expecting it to be
performance.
like Claire or something.
I thought it was like, I didn't even know who. Yeah, exactly. But I literally was
bag
like,
lady, you know?
And you
Right,
also
right.
walk into like a performance is happening, so I wanted to like not interrupt.
Right.
It was just the
So
worst.
here's what you did that out of all that's the worst is that you almost interrupted the Beat Buds.
That's
That's the biggest.
exactly
The Beat Buds were like, she's sitting down. She's sitting down, and now Streep's looking at her like an asshole. She's sitting down.
it was the worst. And I got to tell you, there's so few people that I am phased by.
Right. Well,
but that
come on,
one
it's the
you
Street monster.
can't. I mean, it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
it just.
good job, kid.
I've been phased by two people.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman and Stone Cold. Those are the only two. That
Oh yeah,
got
I
me.
understand.
Stone Cold was the first guy that I met when I just flew when I got flown out to write for them. And I'm, 24, 23? And 23. And I get there, and I see him and Deborah at the time. And I walk over, and I'm like, well, I got to introduce myself, but I got to do it like I'm a writer. So when I do, I say, I was like, Stone Cold. And he looks over, and he's like, hey, just probably expecting a fan. And I go, hey, I'm the new writer. And he's like, oh, and he like opened up. He's like, how's it going? And then in my head, I was like, it's Stone Cold. And then I could tell myself like geeking out, like, and then he just was like, okay, I've had enough of this. And him and Deborah walked off. But that was one for sure.
I saw him in the Nashville airport, and I'm walking through the airport, and he just walks right in front of me. And
Yeah.
oh, you're Stone Cold. He goes, yeah. I go, bro, I'm a worker. I work in Dallas, man. It's a big honor to me. And he just, keep the good work, kid.
Yeah. I love that.
Thanks, sir.
That's good. Yeah. And but I tell you, I did turn into a 12-year-old when I met Julia Roberts this
yes.
year.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's
but she was tolerant of it.
What's that?
She was tolerant of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
But, well, I was there
I
because it was a
legitimately
critics.
think I pissed poor Meryl Streep off. Like, I really did. Like,
Why am I holding
why
your
am I
stuff?
holding this heavy backpack? This bitch just sat herself
You're gonna be
down.
on Us Weekly.
I was like, thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? Thanks, Streep. Deal with it. But anyway, all right. Let's see. So,
Wait, what was Dennis Rodman wearing? Give me every
I saw
detail
him in
about his
Santa
outfit.
Monica.
Oh, dude, he was
Lived in
like
Chicago,
this,
never
he
saw
had
him.
this like purple jacket on. He had
Yes.
these
What color was his
weird-
hair?
It was just normal at this point.
It was Dagnino.
I was working for I was working for Starbucks, and he just walks in. There's no one in the store. His manager points out the restroom. He walks by me. I'm like, "Hi, ramen."
Oh my god!
And as he's leaving, I'm like, "Bye." He just turns, looks at me, and goes,
No.
Awesome. Yeah.
He's like a surprisingly tall dude.
Oh,
because he doesn't
super
read.
tall.
I mean, well, he's in the NBA. So
No, but he doesn't. No. He does not read as tall versus everybody else. He never read as tall.
Yeah, no one in the NBA reads as tall as they are because they're against monsters.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I know for a fact, Shaq.
Shaq looks
Shaq's
a walking
bigger.
building.
I know.
I built the biggest bed in the world. Anybody build a bigger bed, I'll build a bigger bed.
Did you ever see
barbecue
that Cribs?
chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does this whole thing on his Cribs episode where he's talking about how he has the biggest bed in the world.
I got the biggest bed in the world.
So I want to do
Anybody
something.
build a bigger bed, I'll build a bigger bed.
First of all, you did an impression yesterday that I absolutely loved, and it was Amy Sedaris from The Mandalorian.
Oh.
And I want you to do so. I want The Mandalorian to be Arnold.
Okay.
And walking in to see Amy Sedaris
Okay.
in that scene, okay? I'm getting off my ship now. Stay there, Yoda. Whatever your name is. I don't know who you are. You're green. And I'm going to go and walk off the ship, and I'm going to go find the job. Who's this lady? Nice hair.
Oh, come on. What, you got a problem with droids?
I don't like the droids.
Well, it's going to take me twice as long if you don't let me use the droids.
No droids. You hear me? Shut your mouth.
Oh, God. What's that little cute thing? Ow!
Stay away from a monkey.
You got a lot of problems with your ship.
It's really good, that
Thank you.
impression. It's good.
Thanks.
So people say you're way too good at that impression. So there you go. I think that's a compliment.
Oh, good.
I don't know. You're
Now
too good.
You're too good at it.
You need to tone it down.
You are too
Now
good.
we know I have two impressions no one cares to see.
That one I think is good. I mean,
That one's more relevant
I
than-
like. Yeah, that one's a little bit more relevant. So you can only do it for like another
Holly
week
Hunter.
until the next character.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's see. Now we're going to. Well, let me answer that question here as far as the Rise of Resistance. I started that one, and the reason I bring up the glasses thing too is it was right before I got my glasses. So I said I'm going to get my glasses, finish it. Now I've lost my glasses again, so I'll probably never get to it. Agent
I love
666.
that was what started this whole fucking tangent.
That was about 20 minutes ago.
It was yesterday.
Lost my glasses. Dennis Rodman. Meryl Streep.
That's
Okay.
right. Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
All right. Agent 666 PTC. Kristian.
Hold my bag. Hold my bag.
Did I see Jacob Fullerton in your Facebook video of the expo talking to Alex Damon? He'd be a good get for Star Wars or Inner Geekdom. I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to look at Jacob Fullerton because I'm going to pretend that I know who you're talking about. I don't, unfortunately. Let me tell you, because I don't know if I didn't see him, but it doesn't mean he wasn't there.
Is that the dude in the bunny suit?
I don't know.
Yo, the dude with the bunny suit just showed up halfway through.
Yeah. I don't
Unless
know.
I
You had
just
to get
missed
that
him
bunny
for the
suit.
first
Yeah,
half.
I know. I don't know how any of us missed him, but you're right.
So my mom told me the other day I should donate to a charity for the holidays. I laughed and said, "Mom, I donate all the time to help feed 2 hungry children in Southern California." She said, "Make sure you get a receipt. That's a tax write-off."
That's look, the SCHMOEBOT today. You guys are challenging one another because they're really good. I don't know. Dude, tweeted Jacob Fullerton, see if he was there. I'm not sure. I didn't see any pictures or anything that he was there, but it doesn't mean that he wasn't. But who the hell knows? So it's possible, but I don't know the answer to the question. Let's see. Jason Hernandez. Hey, fellas, and you. Loving the show.
I
Keep
love
up the
fellas.
great word. So me and my mom were discussing and decided to ask for help. Which did the battle charge better? Who did the battle charge better? For Frodo or Avengers Assemble? Interested on your take. Thanks again.
Assemble.
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't think it's that easy.
I don't think it's that easy either.
Right off the bat, Assemble. I love that, dude. I marked out so hard.
I'll tell you, I love that. I love that moment a lot, and every time I watch it. But I'm going to go for Frodo. I think that the emotions that were just built up over those 3 movies just worked for me, and once it happens, and Yeah,
I guess I
would
don't
go-
I'm sorry. What's
Basically, out of the two moments, you remember the
Yes.
moments pretty
Yes,
well. So,
yes.
just which one hit you more? Was it the one where because Aragorn's the one who says it when he's got he's
Yes.
Frodo and they do the rush.
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
buy him some time. You
no
know?
question for me.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and that is also because I'm a Lord of the Rings person. Yeah.
So that's. I mean, obviously. How about you, RB3?
Well, it's tough because what I like more, like what I had a more emotional connection to is the MCU universe. So like that
Right,
hits.
right.
But like there wouldn't be
Schlong
that
you,
moment
Anakin,
without-
I have the high ground.
Schlong you,
I
Anakin.
love that. But with Lord, it wouldn't be that moment in Avengers without the moment in Lord of the Rings to kind of like build up that too. So
True.
I don't know. I like them both.
Yeah, they're both really good. Okay, Benzo, Fly Eagles Fly. There you go.
Eagles suck.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Josh Bing. At home sick today, but I can actually tune in to watch SEN live. Well, we're glad you
And also, a scoot to do.
Oh my God.
Did I make that noise?
Nico Suave Regoli, I know that guy.
Hey, Nico.
Hey, Kristian, Kate, and BC still pushing along with these final projects, trying to meet those deadlines. Please give me words of encouragement using hilarious impressions. Hit me with Gary Busey. By the way, I almost bought Snyder's couch. It was too expensive. It was too expensive. I don't blame. Well, inside of that couch, what you'll be able to find is the black hole of the universe known as my soul. Inside of that, I have lost that and a pack of Funyuns. Inside of those Funyuns, you will find a bank receipt. Inside of that bank receipt, you will find a piece of gum that was put there in 1920 by Al Pacino. He went back in time to research a role.
That was
And
I didn't know where it was
how
going.
Gary Busey tells you to do well.
Yes, and.
RB3, what's school looking like for you right now? Do you have stuff due?
Yeah, I have a big ass project due. I had a big ass project due last week, and I have a big ass project due today. So,
How are you doing?
I
Are
have
you
class like literally right after this show.
Oh,
so, yeah,
God
yeah.
bless.
Yeah, he works his balls off.
Oh.
But no.
I feel like out of the three SEN, Collider and SJU, SEN is the most flagrant, followed by Collider, then SJU. All are great, just different tastes for different mates. Thoughts. Also, schlong, 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 schlong,
Makes sense.
schlong, AH.
I do like that, though, where it's like you have like the real comment followed up by the song. What does he mean by most flagrant? It means like we don't give a shit.
Flagrant.
I mean, most exclusive for sure.
I guess for
Flagrant,
sure. Yeah.
Flagrant's like overt, right? Like isn't like
Yeah,
flagrant
flagrant
like,
foul.
Yeah, flagrant foul. Like
I mean, I would agree with all of that.
yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh no.
Bro,
Fly Eagles fly.
I hate Eagles so much.
Yeah, I don't hate him as much as the Cowboys, but I hate him.
Bro, I
sorry.
hate there's two things, three teams I hate. The Eagles, the Spurs, and the
Careful.
Sooners.
Okay. All right, I'm okay with all three of those.
Yeah.
Oh, Ellis ain't gonna like you for that Spurs take.
Oh, trust me, me and Ellis go back and forth,
Yeah.
bro. Dirk is so much better than Tim Duncan ever even dreamed of being.
Ooh,
Go for it.
I don't have a response.
Oh,
to that.
but you're a Lakers guy, though,
I'm a
right?
Lakers guy. Yeah, I
So
can't.
what the hell you give a shit? You don't care. About
I don't care. I like the Spurs. I
He's got
respect
the
Tim
biggest
Duncan.
bed in the world.
Yeah.
Spurs are trash.
Wow.
They're the Dallas
Hot
retirement
take.
team. They're the Dallas before they were the Spurs.
Yeah.
They were in Dallas as the Dallas Chaparrals.
Mm-hmm.
We kicked them out. They went and became the Spurs. They suck.
Well, you were good job on your first appearance here. The entire audience now doesn't like you.
By the way, there's the Southside Irish song in Chicago. They say we've got two favorite teams: the White Sox and whoever plays the Cubs.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, let's see. Going back to Josh. We did Josh Bing, Nico Suave. We did M9. I love this show. Getting the wife into it. Kristian, thank you for suggesting Prince Street Pizza. It was great. My question is about the Odyssey movie. Wasn't there word at some point about Hugh Jackman starring in a remake? Does anyone care other than me? Well, I care about it for sure. I haven't heard anything about it. RB3, you hear anything about the Odyssey remake?
No, I haven't heard anything about
No,
it.
because I don't know what's going on. I mean, it would make sense that he would be doing it. As far as Prince Street Pizza goes, that's also a Macuga thing. That's Macuga spot. My number one spot is the place in Queens that I go to, the VIP.
Yeah, pizza.
It's my favorite. But Prince Street's pretty damn good. When I have a chance to stop by and get there, I do. And I know Macuga raves about that place, and it's really awesome.
Have you gone to Carmine's right there in right outside of Times Square?
No. Pretty good.
It's not a pizza place. It's an Italian spot.
It's a burger
I
place.
went there.
It's
Yeah, it's a burger place.
it's like family style. So
Yeah.
they just bring you
Everything.
everything,
Yeah.
man.
No.
I love that place.
It's one of those places that's actually like big, considering
Yeah.
it's in Manhattan. You're like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is
Holy
PJ
shit,
in
they've
New
got-
York right now?
Yes.
What's he doing there? Just
went to visit. Just went to hang out. He had a horrible day yesterday trying to fly out.
Oh, did he? Was standby?
So they canceled his flight at Burbank and booked him on another flight out of Long Beach. They had to
Did they give him transportation there?
I have no idea. I just know he had to go there.
And you got to make it. And you have to make it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He didn't land in New York till 4:30 like the next morning.
Do you guys remember when that Eagles fan ate shit? Horse shit on camera.
Oh, he ate shit on camera. What Eagles fan?
All of them.
No, but he said, "You remember when that?" He said, "You remember when that Eagles fan ate shit on camera?" No, I don't remember.
Was that maybe it was the person that just said "Fly Eagles Fly"?
Maybe it could be. But no, I don't know anything about the honesty thing. Glad that your wife's getting into the show. Awesome. Because the point is, we're trying to make it like a good morning radio show for everybody to be able to listen to. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and you could listen to this whether you're at the gym or wherever the hell you are. You can or on the way to work. Throw us on there and download it. Make sure you go anywhere the podcasts are found, whether it's Apple Podcasts. The ratings and reviews and downloads have been going up so much on the audio side of things. I didn't even realize the guy Scott, who runs the thing, said that the numbers just going up and up on the audio side, and that's what this show is kind of built for anyway. So go over there, and if you're doing it on Apple Podcasts, rate and review. People have been asking about my Mandalorian spoiler from last week. I missed out on it, so I'll be back this week to do the spoiler for sure.
A little busy.
It was a little busy. It was that, and the whole studio was shut down. We had to, like, RB3 and David had to lock down this whole thing. And Ben broke down the whole studio, got everything there, and then they had to rush and put it back together yesterday so we could be back on. So so that's how it goes.
It doesn't even break; just keeps going.
Keep going. That's right. Right. When it's in there, you got to, it's got to be like a demon. It festers. You know what I mean? Okay. Kevin Smets, I know that guy. Hey, Kate.
Will you make?
Kevin
Smets, I love him.
I know that guy.
I was gonna say, will you make fart sounds that I will make the faces too?
Okay. Ready?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
You guys, stop listening to this and go watch it now.
Flagrant.
Flagrant foul. All right.
Oh, it was
Kevin
definitely a
Smets.
flagrant
Go back
foul.
to Kevin Smets. He was my favorite person I met.
He's all right.
We might have dated in another life.
Look at you.
I'm just saying.
Kate, great meeting you at the Spectacular and helping
he's
me
agreeing. He
busting
said,
Kaiser's balls a bit.
Yes.
You're awesome. And BC, don't let me catch you in the ring again when I'm running the ropes. I've been working out, bro.
Has he ever showed you that video?
About what?
In Houston, where he comes and tries to shoulder block me, and legit just hits and
falls.
bounces.
No, I gotta see that for sure. Do you guys watch that? I don't know why this has nothing to do with what you're talking about. The GQ stuff where the actors break down their iconic roles. Have you ever seen this?
No.
You've seen it, right? So I was watching Ray Liotta's the other day. If I studied hard enough, I think I could get Ray Liotta down because he always, kind of he hits like this kind of level, and it's, when I was working with Melanie Griffith, she didn't want to give me a call, but
I can hear it.
But
I can hear it.
It was Melanie Griffith. He's not showing me calls. She's like, people kept telling me to ask Melanie. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. And it's there. It's there. It's like I got to work
a little
on.
nasally, but it's there.
It's like he goes up like here. It's like Karen. but it's not even. It's like it's at 2% right now. But I think I could get there because it's got the same kind of voice tones.
Yeah.
But I was watching him going through his roles, but then I started watching Pacino.
Yeah.
And Pacino's he was like some of the stuff he's talking about. He's like, when I first met him, didn't know what to think. Said, all right. But he's just going through. He's like, and it wasn't anything against him. Just said some things about me. And I said, looked at his movie. Said, great director. Okay. He's like, there's all those other movies.
Mr. Pacino, are your kids excited about Christmas?
Oh, yeah, the kids. It's Christmas. Why are you sitting in the corner? Meryl, put that bag down.
Fly Eagles fly on the road to victory.
Oh.
Fly Eagles fly score a touchdown 123. Hit me low, hit 'em high and watch our Eagles fly. Fly Eagles fly on the road to victory. EAGLES Eagles. Dallas sucks, so do the Giants.
Hey.
Long live Dan Snyder.
Okay, so listen, let me tell you something about the SCHMOEBOT.
I opened that up.
Oh, you absolutely did. So here's the thing, though, with that. So this is one of the reasons people say, because I got this. Someone asked me at the expo. They said, "What's the difference? Like the real difference between Streamlabs and SuperChat?" Because I use SuperChat. I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Besides the percentage thing."
Yeah.
I said, "The characters, man." I was like, "You can put in the same amount at SuperChat, and then but Streamlabs is just you can." The guy just put in a full novel, and I think it's still going. So anyway, the SCHMOEBOT is still on, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go through some more of these questions
Kevin
here.
Smets is a real good match with Kaiser. I mean, I know they're friends
they're
in real
buddies,
life, but it's also like they're both so like they're not dudes that you'd be like if you were like to look around a room, you wouldn't be like those are probably the two smartest people in this room. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
But they are. Like
Well,
it's just like
they're perfect together.
Yeah.
ZCM Zombie Custom Maps, we know him. Who's got better hair, Brad Gilmore or Ben Goddard? I got to go with Gilmore with the slight. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gilmore's
I'm gonna
hair.
go Goddard.
You haven't seen Gilmore's hair. You haven't
That's
been paying
true.
attention. You haven't paying attention.
But
to
I
it.
gotta get my boy.
I know. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Gilmore's. It's got like one of the. It's like it's impossible. He's only like 26 or 27, whatever the hell he is. But it's like I can never see that guy losing his hair.
No.
It's like it's just gonna go. It's like that perfect coiffed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Riley's another one.
I've
Though,
ever
by the way.
seen your hair. You always have a cap on.
Yeah. Well, normally I have it all styled up and stuff, but
Oh.
I didn't bring any gel with me. I
Oh,
just brought
yeah,
a
yeah,
backpack,
yeah.
so I brought
You
very
need
few.
to walk on. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to have a hat all weekend
Yes.
now. It was bad as I went and got my hair cut before I came out here, and then I'm like, well, that was kind of
That's what-
pointless. All right, cool.
That's what I had to do. Like the day before the event, my hair was going. It looked like my 2-year-old's, and it was just all over the place. It was a freaking mess. And
Well, I
finally,
do. Yeah, I do that No Shave November every year.
Oh, see, I don't do
and
that.
Donate to charity and all that crap. So
yeah, I just do.
I don't do the donating, but I just.
You do smoke and don't give a shit.
I mean, I'm looking kind of rough.
All right, Sammy says, sometimes I can only listen to the show on audio while I'm driving. I came to the show after it started while you guys were talking Schmoedown. 20 minutes into listening, Brett comes out of nowhere with a zinger. Had no idea he was on the show that day. I love that. ZCM Zombie Custom Apps again. When is the premiere and the embargo break for The Rise of Skywalker? It's next Monday, and the break is on Tuesday morning.
that's late, right?
I usually do it about a week before it comes out.
Yeah, that's the week of.
Is it?
Yeah.
The 20th is when it comes out.
It comes out on the 20th?
Screenings are screenings are all on the
so. Am I
16th
wrong?
Yeah,
and
it's about a
17th.
week of sometimes. I mean, sometimes
'Cause I
normally for the premieres they were doing around 2 weeks before, but now they're doing a week.
Because as soon as the premiere hits, I normally shut all my social media off because I don't want to
Yeah.
hear nothing.
Shit.
I'm at that point that
Are
I'm
you
just
Star
like,
Wars guy?
Oh, I love
You
it.
are? Okay,
Live
okay.
and breathe it.
Yeah. All right. Matt Swimer.
I had a Star Wars gimmick in wrestling for a while.
Did?
you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you want to know what it was? Go
I
ahead.
do want to know what it was. Yeah, is that okay?
I was
I wanna get back to that
Jackass Sith, and I had a submission hold that I called the Force Choke, where I would take someone's arm and wrap it around their own throat, and then I just hold like this, like so they're choking themselves.
Yeah.
It was great.
That is good. Matt Swimmer, excuse me. You going to the Rise of Skywalker premiere? Adam Driver, his performance in Marriage Story was amazing. Seems like it just comes to a natural to him when he acts. I will not be going. I'm going to go see it on Tuesday morning. I can't make it on Monday. I had other prior arrangements, unfortunately, so I won't be there on Monday. But on Tuesday morning, I will be seeing it. So I think Ellis is going to be hosting the show here on Tuesday morning of next week, I believe. I have to double check. But as far as Adam Driver, yeah, I think he's going to be the one who wins, even though I think Bale was the best in my humble opinion, but I think Driver is overwhelmingly the favorite.
I've not seen him in a single thing that I didn't love him in.
Yeah. Did you watch Marriage Story finally?
No,
Okay.
not yet. No, because I watched Richard Jewell last night.
Aha. And
Yeah.
we'll get to that in just a moment.
Yeah.
Anything else? No. ZCM Zombie Custom Maps again. Is there a way I can send you guys sound bites? I guess is there a way they can send?
Yeah, they can send sound bites.
So we just give them like the email address. Is that a way to do it?
Sure.
schmoescontact@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Shoot
yeah.
it over.
Just forward it. You
Yeah.
can forward it to me.
Go back over to Burton, who threw in that wonderful SCHMOEBOT of
Hi.
Simply Hi. The
Hi.
Shit Rats fan. Me too. Can't wait. Yes.
Did a fantasy football team, named them the Shit Rats once.
Did you really? Oh, that's awesome. Can't wait for the Cats reviews. Something like Cats dropped this weekend and missed the litter box. I think that the Cats screening is the same day. I think it's
That's
next
why it
Tuesday.
smells like litter box.
Because that movie's coming out.
Yeah.
You should see that movie with me. I think I'm going to go see it on Tuesday night.
Okay.
All right, maybe we'll go see it and we'll
Yeah.
review it on Wednesday. Mike Esk did the Wonderful SCHMOEBOT before, so did 4-2 Friendly. Kristen Smith. Here's somebody because I love my brother BC. Get well soon to Ben. I have no questions unless Kate or Kristian know how to help a kid break her molars in faster. No, that's good luck with that one.
I've got a couple of tricks. Frozen. Slice up a banana.
Yeah.
Put it in the freezer. Let them chew
Let
on
them chew on it.
those banana slices. So they eat banana, but it's also cold. It numbs the gum. But no, there's nothing to do.
Super Schlong 69 put in a SCHMOEBOT, so did Just Be. Austin Milligan says, I just recently watched the prequels again, and I have to admit, Revenge of the Sith is actually a pretty good movie. What's your favorite prequel? I'll get you on the favorite. It's probably the best out of the three. I enjoy it, and I've said this many times. I appreciate the prequels way more than I did when I first saw them. And I've also been watching them through a father's eyes now, watching my kids watch them. We're watching my oldest watch it. So I appreciate it a lot more. They're really badly written when it comes to dialogue and story. I mean, it is what it is. It's like there's some dialogue, and it's still, I cannot stand the transformation of Anakin. It's so silly. It's like Riley's joke. So Riley was in Star Wars in 60 minutes, right? And they rushed through all 6 movies, and it's brilliant. My favorite part of the whole thing was the transformation. And he's like, henceforth you shall be known as Darth Vader. Because there's no in the novelization, he's battling Mace Windu. Anakin is. He's battling him throughout like the Jedi Temple, and they're having this fight, and he's battling with himself internally about why he's doing this, and it's like and Mace is trying to get him back, and then he finally snaps and kills Mace Windu, and it made so much more sense as opposed to no, I need him. What have I done? Fuck it, I'll join you.
Yeah.
It was so quick. But it is the best out of the 3 for sure.
I agree. I love Revenge of the... I really like the prequels. I've always said any Star Wars is better than no Star Wars. True. I don't care if it's bad or not. I'm still going to love it more than I'm going to not love,
Right.
I will say, I Attack of the Clones is the only movie I will never just put on.
Yeah.
That movie's
Like,
unwatchable.
Yeah.
Which movie are watching?
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
Sometimes I'll be
bad.
like, let's just randomly watch this one or randomly watch that one. Attack of the Clones, I only watched when I'm watching everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
it's
is RB3. He's just sort of swinging in his chair, like sort of kicking his feet. Yeah, that movie's unwatchable.
It's not good.
I really wish you would cut to yourself for that.
On that one. I know.
That movie's unwatchable.
It's true. What's next? Okay, then we're going to get to Agent 666 PTC. Just to clarify, Jacob Fullerton is with Funhouse. He's their resident Star Wars nerd, even more than Bruce Green was before Bruce left. I'll tweet at him, high five. Listen, man, let me know if he was there and he wants to get into the Star Wars division. We're looking for some new peeps. So let me know. Sam W. He put in a SCHMOEBOT. Egg yolked. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Sam W. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, a fan ate horse shit on camera. Oh, the fans went crazy. Look it up. It made the news. I didn't see that. All right, I'm going to get to a couple more.
Could you compete in the Star Wars? Do you, like when you're listening to the questions? Do you
When
know? It's so
some
crazy.
of them, early on, I was like, great. I'm like, I could do this. I could win the Star Wars. Now they're at a point that the questions are so I'm like,
deep cuts.
How did you?
And especially, I think because the movies are taking such a break now from theatrical releases, like you'll get episode 9 questions in there for sure. But then we're not going to. I think that we're going to have to talk to all the competitors, have them agree that we can ask Mandalorian, Clone Wars, and Rebels questions, and just make it an overall Star Wars division and not just the movies.
I just saw Damon won another Star Wars trivia thing somewhere.
Damon did, yeah.
That had to do with.
And Laura Kelly's been crushing.
But it had everything, like books, EU, everything.
That's Dragon Con.
Dragon Con,
that's what it is,
yeah. Like, that's insane. And that girl, Laura, she is the sweetest person on the planet. I just met her.
Good. No spoilers, but she's good.
Yeah, she's really good. B. Arthur can get her, too. Any chance for a Golden Girls Schmoedown? I love you guys. And tell RB3 that the white women can be found on streaming on Hulu. Just watch out for Blanche. She's feisty. Thank you guys for being a friend, as they say in St. Olaf. Schlong. I got to tell you, the gimmick of the Golden Girls thing. This is the second day in a row.
This
It's
person,
actually
yeah.
pretty fun. Matt, who do you think will play Boba Fett? Sorry about the spoiler, but it's all about me. Yeah, Boba Fett's coming out. We can get right into this whole thing. Just kind of transfer into the main topic today. So people asked me, I think even on Collider Live, if I thought Boba Fett was going to arrive, and I think the answer is yes. I think he will be back. Is he going to be in this season? I don't know. Not sure. But who are we going to have play him? Doesn't matter. Never going to see him underneath.
So he doesn't die in the Sarlacc.
That's what they're probably going to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't think they'll get the kid that voiced him?
Daniel Logan?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
But what I will tell you though is, and maybe I voiced him. He played him in Clones in that movie. You guys that you wouldn't know because it's unwatchable.
I know.
I know. But the thing. Let's start with this Pedro Pascal thing, right?
I was gonna say, is Boba Fett gonna be in the suit or?
Yeah, probably be. He'll probably be in a suit for sure. But let's get into this news here because there was I can't remember who it was. Let me double check because I don't have Ben here. But we have
Collider.
Yeah, it was
They sourced it, but
they sourced it. So let me double check here. The bottom line is that we found out what we knew, and that's that Pedro Pascal was not in the suit. And Bryce Dallas Howard was doing an interview.
But it's sort of unclear. Yeah. It sounds like sometimes he is in the suit.
Right.
It sounds like this guy's definitely in the suit. There's two guys. They say in the article that there's two guys that wear the suit. Bryce Dallas Howard worked with this one guy specifically, but then Pedro and this guy have like given statements for saying like they check in with each other, like, why did you move like that? Why did you move like that? Making it sound like Pedro is sometimes in it.
Well, here's what she said. She said he was in rehearsals for King Lear on Broadway. Is what Bryce Dallas Howard said about her episode. And so while we were doing my episode, I wasn't working with Pedro. So who was wearing that armor most of the time, if not Pascal? This is written by Tom.
If not Pascal, that's I guess why.
Yeah, it's actually the work of two credited doubles, and this is written by Tom from the Looney Bin, by the way. Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder. Howard said that she mostly worked with Wayne, as it turns out, as a grandson of Hollywood legend John Wayne. Now, all of that aside. I've always said from the beginning, I don't give a shit that it's not Pedro Pascal because for me, I'm not tuning in for Pedro Pascal. I'm tuning in for who do I care about the Mandalorian, and James Earl Jones wasn't in the suit.
Yeah, it's very, and that wasn't Nick Nolte.
That's what I was saying. Nick Nolte.
That's not him. He's a little taller.
No, right. And then the other thing, the main thing here with all of this is that I was having a conversation with Adam Gertler and Jamie Costa about this, and I think it was Adam who said it. You pay less for the voice acting. You don't have. Why would you pay Pedro Pascal to be in that costume when you have to pay him this rate to be in it when you don't need him there? You save yourself some money. You pay him next season when you need him in the costume. You don't need him in the costume. So you have some people who can make the movements because the movements these guys are doing, Wayne and all this, it's working. And so Pedro Pascal's gonna have to learn that stuff once he's in it. But the voice acting, the reason why you pay significantly less for the voice acting than you would have to have him there for the more hours to put him in the suit to do all that stuff. So it's significantly cheaper and it makes a lot of sense. Arvita, you and I were talking about this earlier. That's got to be the reason why you don't want to pay. If you don't, not just the King Lear stuff, but it's like, why would you pay him all this money when you don't need to?
And the fact that the stuntman and the double is a part of the Hollywood process.
Right.
I mean, that's essential to what. I mean, you don't see most actors doing their own stunts. Tom Cruise is an exception. Maybe a couple other actors are exceptions. So, it's honestly, I didn't expect Pedro Pascal to even be in the suit to begin with. I expected it to be more of a voice thing, unless they were going to show his face more actively.
Which will be season 2.
Yeah, which will be season 2, I'm sure. And that's the reason why you get a big star like that, to have a face when that reveal happens. Yeah. But, no, to me, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like... Movement is like the easiest thing I feel like that can be replicated from actor to actor. It's not like they're CGIing his face over. So
I kind of disagree.
Okay.
Which is to say, I think there's a lot of reasons going on here. I think the fact is that somebody like Pedro, like first of all, James Earl Jones, what's the big thing about Darth Vader? Nobody talks about he's foreboding in the suit, but it's the voice, right? So that's huge. That's it. Mandalorian, to me, the thing that makes the Mandalorian is the movement. So I am a little disappointed to find out that it's not Pedro all the time, right? Which is also, but then I realize I'm like, well, okay. Also, if you want to get Pedro and you have this time frame, but he signed on to do King Lear Broadway, he's doing this other movie, he's finishing up Narcos. there is the convenience also of like, we don't need to, we'll just have him we'll send him to a studio in New York to do the voiceover work for this, whatever. We'll have body doubles. Because a lot of the times, too, they were going to switch him out for stuntmen anyway.
Right.
For the stunt scenes.
Stuff.
Yeah. So it just seems like it's also like just working with schedule, too. I don't know. I mean, the thing was, it wasn't like, the article it wasn't clear to me. It sounds like they're like, she was like, it's
for
not,
her episode.
Yes, for her. It wasn't.
Right. So is that the
So it
case for
seems
all
like-
their episodes?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. They make it
I
seem
just-
like he's sometimes.
I don't
in it.
even want to see them take the damn helmet off
I
in
agree.
season
Ev-
2.
oh, in season 2?
Not in season 2.
I do.
Maybe 3, maybe 4. We're
They're
thinking
setting
maybe
it up.
We're thinking
I
maybe
think that they're
5.
setting
They're
it
setting
up.
up every
Yeah.
episode.
But I think you really build that. I don't take this helmet off, and then you really earn it with.
Season finale, man.
3 or 4 or something
I
like
think
that.
season finale it comes off.
Yeah.
But
This season finale.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I love the
I agree
idea of
with you.
him just doing the voice. I love the idea of him going, "Hey, you know what were you doing in these movements?" And him talking with them, going just so he can get the voice right.
Yeah.
That's more than a lot of actors
know?
would do anyway.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's really cool of him to see how he does that.
Yeah, he's added that. He's added that flair to it. His voice. I mean, the Mandalorian is hands down my favorite character that we've seen so far. I mean, definitely. My second though might be it was Carl Weathers, but I think Gina Carano jumped
love
up there, and it's so funny because I've always been a Gina Carano fan.
I've
Just
loved.
never thought she's been a good actress.
I cried when
I
she
didn't
lost
think
to
she was a
Cyborg.
good actress in those.
Oh yeah, that match was. But that actually, in hindsight, was the best thing that happened because she just retired from MMA and went into this line of work. But she's just not a great actress.
I thought that was part of my problem with.
You didn't think she was
episode-
good in
I
that?
did
See,
not. I thought the Village Woman was amazing.
Have you seen her in other stuff?
No.
Okay, so
This is the best
so
she's been.
compared to what she was,
Okay.
this was a Meryl Streep performance from her.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, listen. My kid usually gets 0 on a test. He got a 50. It's still an F.
No, I know.
You know what
See,
I
but
mean?
I didn't
Like-
see, but I felt I actually, as I was watching her, I was like, okay, did she just get through it? And I didn't. They let her do more. She said more. She actually had like some monologues. It wasn't these little one-liners like that were wooden. She cared about it. You can tell she cared about it.
I didn't see Gina Carano for the first time. I saw the character.
Yeah, me too.
Which even sitting there watching it, I kind of almost went, man, I kind of want her as She-Hulk now.
That's not bad casting.
Yeah, but here's the thing with her. What I'm learning so far after seeing that interview with her, she cares so much about this role. She cares so much about Star Wars, which is so refreshing and great to hear. I don't think she give a shit about that role in Deadpool. True. And when she was in Deadpool, I don't think she gave a shit.
She just posted something on Instagram today with Rob Liefeld talking about how much she loved
Did
Deadpool
she?
and how much she
Okay.
misses being with that cast.
All right. Well, maybe then
She's
I'm
got
wrong.
an incredible look, and I think that like,
Kristian's wrong!
Sorry, you're right.
I feel like she's got a great look, and I understand why she's
Yeah.
infinitely castable.
And she can kick
And,
your ass.
and that's the thing is I actually love that she's got a real body and like it's being used, and I don't know, I liked it, but I just have to say like as far as like any acting awards going her way, I don't think so.
Oh no. But
I'm not expecting her to get awards for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Are you expecting anybody from The Mandalorian to get any kind of awards or anything from The Mandalorian?
Baby
maybe
Yoda.
no, maybe Deborah, maybe Deborah Chow for directing.
For directing, I could get behind
Maybe
that.
Deborah Chow. And this is probably a good transition, by the way. I will say that. So, director of Honey Boy, which I loved. That's probably
I'm a Harrell.
Yeah, I'm Harrell. So she came out today, and she was fucking pissed, and I think rightfully so. She was talking about there were no out of the people that were nominated this year for Golden Globes directing wise that there was no female representation this year at all. Now sometimes the argument comes, and I know you've made this. That's like, yeah, but who was the best, right? I'm not there this year. I think that she's right on this situation.
I am also there this year with you.
I think Greta Gerwig could have been in there. I think, and I haven't heard it. All I've heard is how amazingly directed The Farewell was. And when you listen like to RB3 and his kind of counterpoints to like some of the stuff to Tarantino, we've seen a lot of the same stuff from Scorsese. Before
Todd Phillips is arguable.
Todd Phillips is probably. I mean, like, I have to see Farewell, but I mean, I think what. I'm sorry, RB3. Give me the director's name again for Honey Boy.
Amma Harrell.
I think
there's an apostrophe in it, so it looks like
what
a
she
harder name to say
did.
than it is.
Now everyone gives Shia LaBeouf credit, obviously, for the courage that he had in the writing of this thing. Mm-hmm. You forget that it was her who convinced him to do this in the first place, and she had to be there in the room working with them, getting them to the place. And he didn't get enough love at all, by the way, for this role,
No,
which
he
is
sure
ridiculous. He should have definitely gotten role, but. I think she's right to be pissed off on this
Yeah.
one. I really do. I think she's got every right. I think that there were some people that were overlooked.
And she wasn't
and
even
snubbed.
making the case for herself.
No,
necessarily.
she wasn't.
She just gave a list.
Yeah,
Greta
man.
Gerwig.
I was gonna say a whole bunch of Queen of Slim I just saw recently.
Yep.
Expertly directed.
Yep.
Also Harriet.
Yep.
Also a lot of films this year we've seen come to the forefront with women directors, and especially at a time in the post like Me Too era of Hollywood, we still haven't. The only female director we've ever seen win an Academy Award is Catherine Bigelow, and besides that, we've only had 4 other nominees.
Yeah.
So it's not even
Right.
And it's, I think it's just, my opinion is that, and I know I'll eat shit for this, but my opinion is that like we can't say we need one of every type of. We need to have one woman nominee. We need to have one man nominee. We need to have one woman of color nominee. We need to have one, because then you're going to have 7,000 nominees.
Right.
So you look at what's the best every year, and I think this year it is more arguable than any
I
other
agree.
year.
That's where
there is definitely
Yeah.
there are women that are definitely being snubbed
This
particular
year, well, this is for Golden Globes. I don't think this will happen for the Oscars. There's no chance this happens for the Oscars.
Yeah, I mean, but see, that's what scares me, because people are obviously liking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a whole lot. I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a whole lot, but it has that cheat code of being a Hollywood movie,
Right.
Yeah.
So it gets pushed to the forefront a lot more. But I do think Honey Boy's a great example.
Farewell.
Farewell's a great example. Little Women's a great example. Queen of Slim's a great example.
Right.
Movies that are great movies directed by women that should be in the conversation, I think, more than some of the ones that are.
I
now.
agree.
So.
Can I ask
No.
a really controversial? Do you think Scorsese should be up for Irishman? Looking at his, because I think Scorsese is like a Streep. They just
need to look
immediately.
I need to look at the other movies, because I like I said, I want to
It's a
put.
good movie.
I want to put
Irishman's-
Farewell. I would.
Yeah.
I do think that Parasite should definitely have been nominated.
Yeah.
Which it is, right?
Yeah, both.
Director.
Yeah,
Yes, for best director.
Yeah,
yes.
he should be. So it's him. It's Todd Phillips. It's,
The nominees, I got it pulled up.
Yeah.
Right.
it's Scorsese. Who's
The nominees are
Tarantino.
Sam Mendes, Bong Joon-ho for
Oh, yeah, Sam
Parasite,
Mendes.
Todd Phillips for Joker, Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, and Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, see, I would.
Yeah, who would you not have in that?
I
I
think
would
I'm
have
gonna
taken Tarantino out.
see. I'm not gonna take Tarantino, and I'm gonna take Todd Phillips out. I agree with RB3 there. I think that the movie is really good, and it's one of my favorites of the year. I think it's the Joaquin Phoenix performance that makes the movie. As much as like there are some great song choices, and the song, I think the song's almost the bigger character than the director is in this thing.
The
The score is so good. And my same argument though that I made though for Honey Boy is that when you listen to what Todd Phillips did with Joaquin Phoenix and brought a lot of this stuff out, they collaborated a lot. So the argument could go, either way. But I want to go and I want to check out Farewell. But I even though she made the argument, I like what she did for Honey Boy, and it is really more of a it's not, it's like more of like a character study. It doesn't have, the plot really isn't there. It's really not. There's not so much of a plot, and I don't think that's kind of the point of the movie. It's like it's a memoir.
Yeah,
and it's an honest, raw memoir. I
didn't know
really,
much about it going into it. All I knew is it was Shia LaBeouf. And
It's great,
So I'm
man.
like, all right, let's
You
go
seen
see
it?
And I walked
I
out.
haven't seen it.
loving
I've watched so many interviews with him about it because he was somebody that I really stopped liking for a while.
Right.
Because he was hard to like for a while, and then hearing his story and his recovery, and he was in rehab when he wrote this, and he was just writing down things, and then he like Skyped with his dad while his dad was watching the movie,
Oh,
and
shoot,
how
I didn't know.
it was just
I
like.
didn't know that.
But yeah, he's actually like a really interesting dude.
He's been given Amar Harrell all the credit for helping
right.
Yes.
and she even is responsible for putting together the structure, because it was just originally just going to be like just a straight up like biopic, but it was her idea to kind of structure it that way.
Well, he didn't even want to play it. He didn't even want. He didn't even want to play.
No.
And
That kid, by the way, is not getting enough love either.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
that kid's also in Ford versus Ferrari.
See-
He's a British kid, and people. And my wife is my wife. She is so good at picking out accents. Right? She like if it slips, she goes, there it is. She,
I love that about her.
my father-in-law he was a professional theater teacher for over 30 years at USC.
I didn't know that.
And
Oh
so
my God.
he was going into great detail of what he could have been. He's just brilliant as far as an actor went. But because of that, my wife picks up on all this shit,
Yeah.
and so she does. And the other day we were watching Ford vs Ferrari, and she's like, his English accent's really good. I go, because he's English. She's like, the Honey Boy kid is English. She's like, no. She's like, it didn't slip once in the movie. There's no way. And I go, I'm telling you. She's like, show me. I'm like, I'm telling you, the kid's British. And so I bring it up on IMDb. It says where he was born. She's like, he's born there. Doesn't mean he's British. So then I go and I bring up interviews, and she's like, oh, she's like, oh my God. She's like,
that also says a lot about the dialects coach in movies too.
But that kid is going to be like, he is the next like Shia LaBeouf or Leonardo DiCaprio. You're going to see so much of that kid.
I actually didn't like him in Ford v Ferrari.
Really?
Yeah, only because I for some reason, I don't know, that one piece of the story, I'm like, I don't need this.
Oh wow, I love that part.
And
it showed Bale's like kind of who he was.
I don't know what it was, but it just bothered me. And then I go see him in Honey Boy, and I'm like, oh my God, this kid's freaking amazing.
He's so good, that kid. He's so good.
And sorry, I just want to shout out. Please. I just want to shout out the other women directors of 2019. Yeah, obviously we talked about Greta Gerwig, Little Women. Yep. Lulu Wang is the director of The Farewell. Also, Cicelyne Sioma, who directed Portraits of a Lady on Fire, which is getting a lot of critical acclaim as well for the foreign categories. Also, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood was directed.
Oh, right. That's right.
By
Millie Heller or whatever. Yeah. Hustlers, also female directed.
Tons.
Yeah, Hustlers for, Booksmart.
Booksmart, right.
That's right, yeah.
Right. So look, Booksmart, you know what? The screener never came for that one.
I have it.
You have the screener?
Yeah.
The fuck is going
on? Not yours, but I have it from WGA.
It's also on Hulu, too.
It's on Hulu right now?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to have to watch it. All right. Let's get back into some of these questions here. Suge Knight 323. Please, guys, as we get through these questions, we're going to go back to some of the news stories out there. If there are things you want us to talk about, you guys dictate the conversation. The SCHMOEBOT is still on, so if you want to interrupt the show, please go ahead and do that. You can. Go to streamlabs.com/theschmoedown. Please go on over to Super Chat if that's the way you want to do it, and submit your questions there. I'm going to run through the rest of the Streamlabs questions. I'm going to bounce over to Super Chat, and then we're going to get to some of these other topics here today, here with BC, Kate Mulligan, and the B3, the man of the hour. Here we go. Suge Knight 323. I was going to talk to Ben about not liking the movie Cocktail, but he got home sick, so I hope he gets better. Also, Magic is better than Jordan. Ooh.
That's the
hold on. Let me
That's not true.
Steelers is better than all your teams, and Lakers all day. Well, you haven't been watching the Steelers season this year.
No, not at all.
This is Suge. This is my Suge.
Yeah, not anymore. You guys broke up. Yeah, I know.
Well, I honestly
Magic's
feel
great,
bad because he obviously he obviously had a stroke today, so I feel bad for him.
Yeah, no.
Jordan, did Jordan ever beat AIDS? Come on, y'all. Let's have a real conversation. No. We're talking
Good
about the
call.
LA,
Cutting deep, but you're
right. Did Jordan beat AIDS and then keep the cure for himself?
That's what real winners do.
That's how he won.
You went to the Bobby Finstock school, didn't you? No, man.
Listen, I have to say I love Magic. I loved that documentary about him and
Ralph Biscuits.
The white guy.
Sean
Bird.
Biscuits.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
The white guy.
The white guy.
Steve Nash. I don't know.
Larry's not white.
Larry
He's
King.
clear.
Oh.
Yeah, the translucent fella.
Bill Pullman.
No, it's called Bird. It's called Magic and Bird, and it's the sweetest friendship / rivalry. They like made each other better. Blah blah blah. But I love Magic. I love him as a personality. But like that's absurd.
No,
I could get behind
yeah.
more. If you want to say
Ralph Lauren.
Yes.
Try this one. Nice. All right. For your audio listeners.
Yeah, for your audio listeners. That was me.
Yeah, it was good. That was mac and cheese. Matt Giles. The prequels. You can't polish a turd, but you can roll it around in glitter. That was good. That was good. That was real good. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, who was that? Who said
that? Was Matt Giles.
Matt Giles, you just won the day.
Yeah, I think so. Joe the Giant. I've been a fan of Schmoes Know since August of 2015. I have decided today to become a more active member of the fan community. I'll start by roasting you all. Wait, I had my jokes right here. Where are they? No, Bagel Boy must have stolen them. No, I like how many people have been getting involved in this community in general, man.
He just cut to a blank.
It's a sad challenge. Can you actually see he's just nowhere to be found. It's the quietest he's been. It's been nice. No, I'm kidding. But it's wish Ben luck. No, wish him well because he's sick.
I tried to get him to come to the bar with me last night.
Well, he probably
Man.
why not? He's probably because he's not feeling good. And I told him because he's supposed to engineer tomorrow. I said don't come in here and get everybody sick. And he said
Another underrated movie is Venom. BC knows. Also, Whataburger is better than In-N-Out.
You're crazy. Person.
BC should be on whenever he is available.
These are facts.
If you love Venom, then tweet at Jay Washington.
Do that.
He loves it too.
Yeah.
Who is that?
That was Billy Belford, and I agree with mostly none of that.
Look, you agree I should always be on
We'll see about
because I'm the best.
Well.
Venom is a phenomenal movie.
Yes.
And I don't care that Jay doesn't like it. I bring it up every time I'm on his podcast. I bring it up and I tell people, please tweet Jay and tell them how much you love.
Yeah.
So do that right now. Go tweet Jay Washington
Goddard
and tell
And
him
tell
how
him
much you love.
and tell Jay that he's right. And the movie stinks.
He
Doesn't
gets-
Goddard hate Venom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't like
really
it
wish
either.
Goddard was.
That's why I was hoping he'd be here.
It's a great '90s comic book movie. That's about it.
It is.
It's
That's
like,
fun.
It's like
That's all I need it to be.
It's not
It's
gonna,
all right.
All right, fine. You guys swimming in a fucking lobster tank. What is but Joe, by the way, getting part of this community, this is something that I think that Expo showed. And it's one of the things I'm very excited about, the actual edited version of the Schmoedown when it airs in a week and a half or so, is that you're going to see the Expo and you'll see Brad Gilmore and Frankie Janish. They did their whole pre-show from it. And you'll see how this community kind of comes together and how invested they are.
Oh, Brad Gilmore. I know
Now
who
you
he
know
is
who he
now.
is, yeah.
He does have great
He's
hair.
got great hair.
He's a good-looking dude.
He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah,
and
he's a good look. What's he doing with us?
Well, he was the reason that Booker T found the Schmoedown. So Brad is his partner they're on ESPN together in Houston. And so they're fans, and Brad hosts the Schmoedown Rundown, which can be found on this channel every Sunday, and can also be found on wherever podcasts are found, and on the Schmoedown feed on Saturday. So you should listen to that show because it's really, really well done with those two. But yeah, join the community. Anybody today, please go and check it out. If you never checked out a Schmoedown, please go ahead and watch the teams tournament because I think that's a pretty good tournament to start with. Justin the Juice, what do you think is the most underrated TV show from recent years? My pick is Mad Men, even though it's highly loved. Nobody I know that's my age has seen it. It's a good one. Underrated TV show. I always talk about the first season of Over There. Nobody knows what the hell that show is. It was a show about the Iraq War. Rami Malek, Eric Palladino, and it was in like 2003 while the war was still going on. So it was too fresh in people's minds. But the first season's really good. It gets a little silly towards the end of it, but I liked it.
Man, I don't know. I think one of my favorite shows that I watched, and it was only one season. It came on right after Ballers on HBO. It was about a bunch of military and politicians. And I can't remember what it's called now.
Who's in it? Nick Nolte?
See, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the dude from 13 Hours. He's
Which one?
not the main guy. But
I love hanging out with my
goofy
mom.
One.
It was the guy.
Yeah.
It was the
From
guy.
It was the
God.
one. You'll know this one. It's the actor. What's the actor's name?
With the hair.
The actor with the hair and the pants.
And he makes the face.
Right.
I think no, it wasn't Jack Black. It was
John. No.
You're right. You should be on this show every day.
I know, right? I should every single day. I know all
totally
of it.
kidding.
But it was so good. But it only got one season, and then they canceled it.
What the hell is it? I don't know what it is. We'll have to figure out
It
what
was
it
an
is.
HBO show?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was HBO.
We'll find
it
that
came
out.
on right after Ballers every night.
Egg. What do you got it?
Oh, no, I didn't find it. No.
Egg yolked. You're wrong. Attack of the Clones is the best of the prequels. The part when Anakin expresses his feelings for sand is gold. Look, you can read that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're wrong.
read
Attack
it.
of the Clone is the best of the prequels. The part where Anakin expresses his feelings for S
fuck off.
and is gold.
For sand, it
Okay.
connects.
Oh, for
It's
sand.
gold.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
lick it. All
you're
kids aside, I
You're right,
can't.
you're
wait.
right, you're
I know
right,
I am.
you're
I
right,
can't
you're
wait to see episode 9 in 10 days. So he was fucking around, but we murdered
It's
it.
The Brink.
The Brink. There it is.
The
Yeah.
The break.
Well, we were on the brink. Collapse.
By the way, I was gonna say Parks and Recs because
Oh.
I think that is like a really funny show that I know that like is a cult favorite, but like never pulled in more than like 2 million viewers. It was like
yeah.
not. There's just
I don't like that.
How to Make It in America. That's a great
Which
show.
one's that?
It was on HBO for 2 seasons. Two
Okay.
seasons. Yeah. Great
No,
show.
no.
I actually liked Rome.
You
For
will
that.
love that show. You
Really?
will love it. It's a New York show through and through.
Check it out. All right, I'll check it out.
It.
I'll check it out. Evil Kristian Harloff. Well, me. Really cool that one of the doubles in The Mandalorian is a descendant of one of the greatest Western actors of all time. Also, schlong.
Yes.
I agree. Austin Milligan.
Maybe that's why it has
Wait,
such a
wait,
Western
wait. So
feel.
if Pedro isn't Mando, then who the hell is actually playing Godzilla? Stupid Hollywood. That's good. That's good. Keep them coming over here, please. Over to the Schmoedown. Excuse me, streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. And we get back to Evil Kristian Harloff, who says, if you dig accents and dialects, GQ is a great series that goes over good and bad accents with a dialect coach. It's phenomenal, and it makes me want to work on my accents also. Schlong.
That's a great series.
Yeah. Billy Bedford put in the SCHMOEBOT, so B. Arthur can get it again. RB3, have you seen the new Watchmen episode? It's one of the best and most tragic love stories I've ever seen in over an hour. Oof. What's your favorite cheesecake?
I love this guy.
I love
or
this
lady,
guy.
whoever they are.
It technically relates to the episode.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's an amazing,
good.
amazing episode. Every episode Watchmen just keeps stepping up and up.
All right.
So,
Cool.
I watched the first 3 episodes, and then I was like, okay, this is like I have to focus on this show. I can't edit video and watch it. So I'm like, I need to wait and just take a day and watch all of it.
Right.
yeah.
We're going to get to some more. Guys, if you can also do us a favor, if you haven't already visited the schmoedownlive.com, please do that today. Just as a favor, browse around, check it out, tell us what you think of the site. Come back here. Even in the chat room, please, if you can open that up now, open up the tab, theschmoedownlive.com, and I'll look at the chat room itself and tell me what you think of the actual site. And make sure you click like, whether you're watching this on the replay or even now. There's over 1,400 of you guys watching right now, or 1,300 right now, and there's 237 likes. Be nice. Click that like button. It helps us out. So please go and check out that website. I'm looking at the actual the chat room, and I want to know what you guys think of it. And this is from Big B, who says, my daily donation. Keep putting on a good show for us. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to hit some of the super chats here, and we'll go up and talk about some of these other news stories that are going down. And I'll open up one of those right now, if I can find it. Yes, it is. Okay. So Patty Jenkins already has a Wonder Woman 3 idea, and she reveals a runtime for 1984, Wonder Woman's 1984. Did you take a look at this one, Kate? What do you got? Did you look at this or no? Did you see this story? No, you didn't. She looked at me like
In the email.
yeah, the email I sent. No, you didn't look at it. Okay, good. So it's good.
I guess not.
You really are an improv actor. Now I'm gonna do my impression of you as I'm saying it. It's like, so Patty Jenkins. She got this. Okay. Kate, did you read it?
No.
Like you're doing a fart reflex.
Oh, I thought we were still doing the fart
Still
game.
doing
Sorry.
a fart.
Kristian, did you read it?
What's that?
Did you read it, Kristian?
What are you talking about? Yeah, I did. It was great. It was
Go ahead, talk to
wonderful.
us about it.
Close up that camera on his face.
Forget
Talk
it.
to
Did
us
you read
about
it, BC?
I did read it.
What'd you think?
Talk to us about it,
the
BC.
first
Should've went to
cut.
you
The
first.
first
I
cut
was
looks to
honest.
be 2 hours and 45 minutes. That was our first cut,
Oh.
and so and apparently they didn't cut too much from it, so it's going to be roughly around there.
It's supposed to be 245. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm curious what it's going to be, and also what the idea is for a third, and that's a good idea. That's why I think
She did say we have
Together
to
we
wait.
will be unstoppable. I feel her hips against me and I lay my hands on her
Uh-oh.
waist. I've been wanting this moment for so long. Rey tries to fight her feelings for Kylo,
No.
but their feelings for each other is stronger than what's right and wrong.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Yeah.
That was.
Totally
I need
fair.
a minute.
But I'm what I like about Patty Jenkins, and I think another reason why, if you hire with the director on to tell the story in the first one, and you bring her back for the second, and then the third, it's like consistent story, and this is why that when we do the next Star Wars movies, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay, because she already knows that it's basically they're waiting and they're saying, okay, let's see how the movie's gonna do. There seems to be a nice buzz on it. We think it's going to do pretty good. And if it does, I have the idea. It's her thinking, going, okay, look, so that way, once they greenlit this fucker and said we're going to do another one, I'm ready to go. I know what it's going to be. Fans are going to love it. I love what Patty Jenkins is doing with this. I think Patty Jenkins is a superstar. And I think that she's going to be, if she's excited, because I was nervous about what I saw at Comic-Con.
I was too.
But then this trailer has just put that all
Because
around.
you see clips from what they showed us at Comic-Con
Yeah.
in this trailer, and they look much better.
Right. Right, I agree. Okay, let's go
Wait,
back.
so what did she say it was 1984 ended up being? She said the first cut was 2:45.
She never said what it ended up being, but she was
she
like,
said
yeah, it's 2:45. It was never going to be 3.5 hours long, so it's about 2:45, and, you know, that was my first cut, and we're done with it. Everything's done.
Yeah.
And she's just like, maybe I want to tinker a little bit. It's really nice to be done.
Yeah.
And just look at things, go, what if I
Hit the
wanted
like
to do
button,
something?
mother Fs.
Thank you so much. That's right, Jake. Hit the like button.
Jake.
It's not very hard to hit the like buttons. You can even do it on your phone. So it's just look down there, click the like buttons, and get us to see how many people you can get to like. If you're watching it live, just click the like button. David B. Music over at Super Chat says it was an amazing event. It was so fun hanging with everybody. Thank you for letting me be part of it. Hope to see everyone again and to play again. Oh, that'll happen for sure. He's going to be even probably going to have him do all the original music for all the factions next year. So all the ones
that'll be awesome.
So that'll be good.
I want to be on the FinSuck exchange. I've already talked to Tom.
Did you see the no spoiler thing?
Oh, my bad.
Crushing it today. Aaron Klister. Janine sounded beautiful singing on Saturday. Higher than Clifford the dog on the Eiffel Tower. What is it? I am higher than Clifford the dog on the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower. I not only cried, I sang along. Yeah, she was so good, man. She was so good. I rewatched that today of Janine singing it. She just, man, she's awesome.
She was great.
And
I didn't know she could sing like that.
Sinead sang for Spectacular 2. Brienne sang for 3. Janine sang for 4, and I think Bonnie's going to sing for 5.
Oh, really? That's dope.
Yeah. Bonnie's coming on Thursday and Friday, by the way. Yeah.
Did you separate us on purpose?
No, you were supposed to be here. You weren't.
I was supposed to be here on Friday, but
yeah, and you were going
Hanukkah show, big Hanukkah show.
You're going to sit on her lap.
I was going to sit on her lap.
Yeah.
Try to tongue kiss her.
Yeah.
No, it's my kid's big Hanukkah show on Friday.
No,
so.
that's good. I like that.
I know.
Elvin D'Angelo, UFOs or ghosts or both? I've seen some shit. So, what do I believe in more out of the two of those? UFOs.
Me too.
I believe in all of it. It's all out
You
there.
only got one.
Only get one?
Yeah.
I'll probably go UFOs then.
RB3?
UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Klister, Nerd Chronic needs to be its own weed name. I agree.
Hey.
Sure.
By the way, so our friend Tom, who was at the show, Tom Connolly, that we used to do stand up with, I didn't realize it's like he's growing weed now.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what-
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm like, so what strain or whatever? He's like, I'm doing this. He's like, I'm doing a strain that was kind of a big deal, but it's not really a big deal. I'm hoping it comes back into fashion. He's like, it's called Gorilla Glue. And I was like, hey, is that the one you said you liked?
Yeah.
I'm with it.
I was
Okay,
like, well, actually, our engineer loves it.
it,
So.
yeah.
Yeah, if you want to hook me up.
Yeah, you probably could. Sure, both of us. Haskell 420. Good morning, SEN. What up, BC? How's it going, my brother? So happy you're on SEN Live finally. Hoping to see you in New York in January at Ellis's show and the after party. Please don't stand me up again. Did you stand him up?
Yo, so I was supposed to go to Ellis's show. Ellis had tickets at the box for me, all that stuff. Ended up eating at Carmine's and drinking for like 3 or 4 hours and never made it over to the show.
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah.
texted Ellis at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, dude, I'm the worst friend. Sorry, bro.
I'm sure he was fine with it. He doesn't give a shit if anybody
Also, he
goes
never
for it.
texted you back, but that wasn't because he was mad at you.
That's probably true,
Yes,
too.
no,
Yeah.
he wasn't mad. He just doesn't text back.
Yeah.
No, he just texted me 4 months later. Hey, man,
Yeah.
that's cool. What the
That's right. Haskell follows it up and says, "This follow-up question for BC: Has Booker T ever seen you wrestle? And any chance of you working with Reality of Wrestling? Booker and his stars are crushing it."
I don't know if Booker has seen me wrestle, but I trained with one of their top guys now, Isaiah James.
Okay.
And when we were down there, I spoke with Booker, and he's like, "Yeah, come on down whenever you want. You know, we can hang out."
Why don't you do it? How
I
far away?
haven't
are you?
got down. Houston's like 6 hours away.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
So I haven't gotten down there. I do
yeah.
want to go down there and hang out, man, and just kick it with Booker. So
Totally. Jake Acavetta, we know Jake. At LAX on my way home, back to boring ass South Alabama. Salute for the weekend, and I'll catch you all in Atlanta. Awesome.
LAX sucks.
Happy to see you there for sure. Atlanta, who's coming to New York? You guys coming to New York? Well, it's January 25th. Mara Knopic against the reigning Inner Geekdom champion. You want to find out who that is? You got to watch the SCHMOEBOT Spectacular.
Or just hang out long enough with BC for
Yeah,
BC
yeah,
to reveal
Yeah, I'll
her.
just let it
Let you know.
happen. You
Yeah,
know,
sure. So make sure you do that.
you gotta
And
see this match, dude.
it's the January 11th. That's that Saturday, right? January 11th. That's right.
No, that's the draft.
That's where I was going with.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about New York.
And then January 11th, the draft and the draft and both the awards going to happen at the Comedy Store. So make sure you guys come and check that out. January 11th, January 25th.
The world famous Comedy Store.
Yep. February 29th is Atlanta. So that's on sale also. A lot of stuff already in this young season. Atlanta's going to be good.
I want to go to the Atlanta Aquarium.
People got to get that. People got to get those tickets for Atlanta. It's going. Yeah, that's why it's
They
going.
have a
That was
whale shark.
No, I know. That was so sweet, though. You're like, I am hyped for Atlanta. I want to go to that.
I want to see a stingray, Mom. Instigator. Siri, Alexa, Cortana, and I are excited. Are exciting. Oh, that's it. See,
Words.
read that.
We know them.
Read that. Read that. Read what that says. Go ahead and read it.
Okay. Siri, Alexa, Cortana, and I are exciting Order 66. Welcome to Siri Imperial Network. I mean, I don't know what
Executing, I think, is what it was.
Executing. Oh.
Yes,
okay.
please. Okay, so I just want you to stop giving me shit.
I didn't give you shit that time.
Kevin
that was
Fortier, stop
that was
touching me. Kevin Fortier, what was your take on Professor Hulk and Endgame? I felt like Professor Hulk was earned, especially after conflict between BB and Hulk was set up in IW. I will tell you that I didn't like it the first time I saw it. Loved it the second time I saw it. I thought it made a lot of sense.
It makes sense. I get why they did it, but I didn't. The only reason I don't like it, I think it was done well. The only reason I don't like it is I like Hulk smash. I like angry. Let's just go point in a direction and.
But it's
send the
evolution.
monster.
It's evolution,
and it makes sense. So again, I understand it, and they did. You couldn't do it any better. And one of my favorite things, one of my favorite gifts, is just time travel.
Right. Yeah, right. It's good. So that's I did like it. Kristian Alante, the Spurs are a way better franchise than the Mavs.
Bro.
Okay, sorry. Motorola. Hey, Kristian, I don't know why. I was going to say I don't know why the SCHMOEBOT didn't come in, but it's because it was through Super Chats from Joey Moda, who has been great on. He's been taking pictures and stuff throughout the entire year for the Schmoedown. Very talented photographer. And he says, hey, Kristian, two things. First of all, thank you for everything this year and bringing me on board to the Schmoedown. You helped me out a lot more than you think. Second, it's my wife's and son's birthday today. Well, happy birthday to both of you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Baby's adorable. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the baby. The baby's adorable. He brings him to the shoots a lot too. He's really quiet too. My kids.
How old?
He can't be more than a year.
Was he at the Spectacular?
He was not. No, they had stuff to do, so Joey couldn't make it. But it's great. Soundwave Chronicles pumped that JJ loves the Plagueis scene. Is that a factor in 9? Yeah, Plagueis. Now Plagueis himself, no, but he'll be mentioned. I bet you Plagueis will be mentioned for sure. It has to. It's got to tie into how Palpatine's back.
Yeah, we even have they've used the music from that scene.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that they would bring it in.
Dude, that is so crazy to have the same birthday as your kid. I gotta go back to that for a second.
Yeah.
Do you know how, like, odd-wise, like, that would be, to be able to conceive at the right time of year and then be due roughly around the time and then have it happen on the day. I hope they bought a lotto ticket.
Yeah, no shit. So let's go to Patrick Patton. Says, what Netflix movie should I watch first? Dolomite Is My Name or Marriage Story? Been wanting to watch them both, but I haven't had the time. It really depends on the mood you're in. Yeah, it depends on the mood you're in.
We got two guys to talk about wrestling, and if you can create it or dream match from any time with any wrestling, who would like to see Shawn versus AJ Lita versus The Man and Fart Noise? To wrap it up.
Oh, nice. To wrap it up. Oh, man. The Rock versus Randy Savage.
Oh, that's good. I wouldn't even think about that.
Yeah, The Rock versus Randy Savage. Because they're probably two of my favorites of all time. I'd like to see them go out.
I definitely wanted to see Sting versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like, in their prime, that would have been.
What's funny is not as far as a human being and a worker and how great he is backstage. I was never an Undertaker guy.
I wasn't either.
Everything else, I think he's the most beloved dude behind the scenes. I mean, most respected guy. You can't have wrestling without him.
The only time I ever cared about Undertaker was WrestleMania season. I'm like, no,
because
this is it. This is his thing. Like, we got to be here for this. And so that's why I would have loved to see Sting and him in Sting's prime, in Taker's prime, going at it at Mania. That would have been legit.
I would have liked to see them. The best out of all of them, I would like to see Savage 1988 versus The Rock 1998, 1999.
The world power just went to be sour.
Ooh, Rock, you want to
Is
come
there
and say your stuff?
ISNTU solid explanation of where Baby Yoda is before Episode 9 release does that? jeopardize more backlash for Star Wars as a whole of how unplanned the franchise is? Perhaps next Mando episode will explain.
Let me reread that because it was so. If there isn't a solid explanation of where Baby Yoda is before Episode 9 releases, does that jeopardize more backlash for Star Wars as a whole of how unplanned the franchise is? Perhaps next Mando episode will explain. Nah, you don't need that to happen by Episode 9.
It's a really big galaxy.
And it's also,
he could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere, plus the fact that you have seasons to tell this story.
Yeah, also Baby Yoda could be killed.
Oh, yeah,
and then it doesn't, then it, you know what I mean?
None of that mattered.
Yeah,
No,
then it doesn't matter.
Nah, I don't think that shows that at all because you got time to tell that, but you don't need explanations for that. It doesn't have to tie in. And
But you know what? I bet the internet bitches about it.
Yeah, but not as much, I think. Let's see. I'm going to go back to Super Chat here because I want to get all this stuff. You guys
You were just saying something about wrestling, though, weren't you?
Yeah, well, we talked about those main matches, but we'll have BC wrap up on AEW before we head out of here. I know we were talking about the Netflix, the Marriage Story, or My Name is Dolomite. It depends on the mood that you're in. I think that if you want to see, they're both going to be nominated for awards, and Eddie Murphy's performance alone. But it's a feel good story, and it's fun all the way through. It's inspirational. It's really cool to hear. I knew this. I mean, I knew Dolomite. I've seen the movie so many times. I didn't know the story and how he got there and what it was. And there's some great performances, a lot of fun. I think Craig Brewer does a phenomenal job, and I don't think he's getting enough love for what he did in that movie. Marriage Story is just the one that's that kind of critically acclaimed film that you want to see with the performances, but it's like. And it has a lot of humor in it. It does. It's not this kind of depressing ride, but there's a lot of those moments. What would you say out of the two?
Well, it's funny, actually, because this weekend I actually showed my mom Marriage Story.
Yeah, did she like it?
She actually didn't like it. She
didn't like
it as
okay.
much. Yeah, but she's more of a fan of like the romance, like kind of. This was the anti-romance movie, right? So
real.
It's very real.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we actually watched Long Shot earlier in the day, and she really enjoyed that one, but she didn't enjoy Marriage Story.
Right.
But she loved Dolomite because Dolomite's funny and it's like uplifting.
The movie's so funny.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay. And then we get David B. Music again. BC is the man. Also, Brett looks different. Yeah, he does look different.
I think he looks pretty much normal.
Yeah. Jared Johnson. I became a $10 patron yesterday. Spectacular. It was awesome. Well, I'm glad. We saw a lot of new patrons yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, we saw a lot of new patrons because people said they wanted to check out what this live streaming thing, because they'd seen it on the replays. What's so different about the live stream? And they and I think people are understanding. It's like watching a wrestling event. It's like watching a pay-per-view fight. But and to answer people's questions, by the way, it does not look like we're going to be able to stream the awards and the draft. And what we'll probably do is on that Monday or Tuesday, whenever it takes Aaron to edit, we'll probably do a full premiere video on this channel that we'll just premiere, and you guys can watch it and talk along, because we just don't have the capabilities for the streaming for the Comedy Store.
It's okay. I'll be there and just spoil everything.
You should just tweet it out. You can live tweet. But yeah, that one's not going to be behind. It won't be. It'll be right on the channel like anything else, so you'll be able to watch that for sure. Let me get back to streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. We had Suge Knight 323. Hey Kate, who did Jordan beat in the finals? Magic beat all-time great teams. Yes, Jordan's a top 5 NBA player, but Magic changed the game, and Kareem is always forgotten.
Okay, go get help for the stroke you're having. Go see a medical professional.
Jordan changed the sport.
The sport, yeah. What are you talking, Shuggy baby?
There are certain,
we used to have a thing.
There are certain athletes that change sport. Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Ronda Rousey changed UFC. You know, like they change their sport, and you adapt to what they have done, and no one has done what Jordan did.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you, Abisi.
I want to.
We all agree.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to Evil Kristian Harloff. Says best underrated TV show, Kingdom, with Frank Grillo and Nick Jonas. I think.
Yo, that shit was dope.
Crippled by being on DirecTV's network and never being released on iTunes, Amazon, or any other VOD other than DirecTV. Also, I love you guys. BC's great. Additionally, Schlong.
That was a legit. It was an MMA show.
Yeah.
And it was raw and gritty. And
Nick Jonas played an
Yeah.
MMA fighter.
yeah.
I actually really like the Jonas Boys.
He's good. He's
They're
not a
good,
bad actor.
yeah.
Frank
No.
Grillo, when I had him on Collider Live, he talked about that show.
I
like
loved
Frank
it
Grillo.
so much.
I liked
But
it. He was a
again,
fun
it was one of the things. It was on that DirecTV, and you could not watch
Yeah.
it. You can't get it anywhere.
Right.
I never even got to finish it because of how it was. But I try so hard to find a way to watch it because the thing was incredible.
L. James put in the Schmobot. Jake Akabet did it too. Austin, and the Schmobot is still on. We're going to keep it on to the rest of the show, so guys, feel free. Austin Milligan, so glad to see Ben Roethlisberger can make it in studio today. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I get that one, and I get Big Country Nelson a lot.
Oh
too.
yeah, I can see that too for sure. Brandon Schwartz, great show, guys. What are some of your favorite shows or series from the UK? I gotten this question before, and I don't have enough of a good answer for it. I just don't. I'm
I
a
feel
stupid
like
American.
Black Mirror is out of the UK, no?
That's a British show. Technically, Game of Thrones is a British show.
Yeah.
technically.
Well, no,
Black
that
Mirror.
would be the answer.
Black Mirror for me is one of the greatest shows, I would say, at least of this decade, if not of my life. Black Mirror is
Black Mirror. I got to see that show.
unbelievable.
This is some yogurt. Kate's Meryl Streep story was me at the Spectacular. Showed up a little late, and we were ushered to seats in the balcony. I looked around and I realized that I was seated with all of my favorite Schmoedown personalities. I sunk deep into my seat and I silently looked forward for 5 hours. You should have said hi.
Yeah, you should have said hi.
Well, because
I would have carried you
that
back.
whole section, because we weren't supposed to have that theater. We were supposed to have that. That's what, because I even saw comments. People were like, I thought it was sold out. It was sold out at first. We were supposed to have. There was 290 seats in the first theater that we were in. And
were we doing global?
it was this. There was three theaters inside of that.
I see what you're saying.
There's 3 theaters, and so the first one that we were supposed to have was rained on. So they gave us the big theater that we had, but we weren't planning on selling those tickets for those because so that's why I started giving away a lot of tickets towards the end too, because we were like, okay, let's get some more people in there. And then the balcony seats was just supposed to be for the competitors. We weren't even going to show it because it was downstairs. And so I guess some fans got ushered upstairs, which is pretty cool.
Dude, that place was a maze underneath there.
Yeah.
And moving
Yes.
people to the different entrances and then having to go through a restroom and go through a safe.
Safe.
Hey Judy, like Michael Jordan's is the best. He was killer on the court. He changed the sport. And he has shoes no one asked for, no magic shoes. I got help my bae Kate out over there as I
Those
blow
are,
her a kiss.
Yeah, there you go. So
Those are
agreeing with
facts.
Kate.
Those are facts.
Pac-Man Dwayne put it in the super Schmobot, so did Baby Voyama. No Spot. Love the new show as always. My son and I have the same birthday. It's not planned. And then
I know, that's incredible
I
to
know,
me.
it's crazy. Boba Fett, not Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Boba Fett
like
will be
that.
back. There's no doubt about it. I met him. I met him stuck down in Kate's like pit as he escaped down. Who were training for that adventure. I love the show. Keep it all of you. Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Austin Milligan, hey Kristian, as you're reading this, just know that I just let one rip. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Thank you for for sharing that. Nice job, Kate. Pac-Man Dwayne.
I'm a yes
put
and
in-
kind of lady, Kristian.
Yeah, I know. Pac-Man Dwayne put in a super chat, and now we have Jared Johnson also says Schmoedown in New Orleans. We would love you all here. I'd love to go back there. It was. I mean, I got into some shit when I was into New Orleans back in the day. I'll tell you that.
I travel a lot, and I can win in almost any city I go to. But New Orleans beats me every
time, huh?
single time, bro.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so look, I want to get into some stuff that BC is here. He is an avid wrestling fan. He obviously being a wrestler himself. As he is going to be talking about AEW, we are going to ask you guys. So send in the rest of those super chats in streamlabs.com/Schmoedown questions now, and then I will close out the shows with the rest of them. And BC, give me a little breakdown here. Why is ACW crushing so hard with the fans? They're loving this stuff.
It's great. It's. I think it crushes so hard right now because they're the new kids on the block.
Right.
All right, and they're giving you something different from the WWE. I have my issues with it so far.
What's your issues?
Like, there's a lot of talent on there that you look at them, you go, okay, you're supposed to be on national TV. There's some talent that's still very green and still needs to work on a couple things.
Like, what kind of examples can you give?
I-
Not names
What
per se.
names
Yeah.
could you tell us?
Not names per se,
Yeah.
but like certain examples.
I see a lot of botches in matches. I see some gear that looks like should be on indie shows, things like that. I see people who I look at and I go, man, you're facing someone who looks like a professional wrestler and you look like you're playing dress up in your backyard.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, they're really giving us some good matches. Jericho's putting on some killer stuff. SCU has been stars in the making. They deserve to be there. They're top guys. Sammy Guevara, who's a good friend of mine, is a star. But then you have just some storyline stuff that they don't show as much.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to watch all this extra stuff. You got to watch AEW Dark on YouTube. You got to watch Being the Elite on YouTube.
To figure out what's going on with
Yeah,
it.
because that's where some of the story comes from.
What's going on with John Moxley? Still hurt?
No. Moxley's actually going to New Japan to face Lance Hoyt or Lance Archer for
That's not part of AEW.
That's not part of AEW, but because of their contracts, they get to do a little bit more.
That's crazy. I would never allow that if I was on the AEW side. I don't know how they let that happen.
It's weird how it works because some people are allowed to do it and some of them aren't, and it's good marketing.
It is,
but it's dangerous.
Yeah, but
you're right.
John Moxley, you're out there. He's one of your biggest stars. If he gets hurt in Japan and he's done, because he gets hurt a lot.
He does.
No, but does it pay enough that you could just stay with one? Or no?
I mean,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're on national television now.
You're on TMT. They got money behind
it. They're getting big
good.
deals now. So it's like, that's a dangerous one. But
I'm a fan of it. I love it. You know, I love.
But it's got its kinks.
Like I watched Impact all the way up until when they put it on some channel that is on no cable package, and it's just too difficult to find.
Right.
You know, even though
just got home from work and wanted to ask, is it wrong to be nerding out more for Ghostbusters Afterlife more than Star Wars in 2 weeks?
No, not if you're a hardcore Ghostbusters fan. I mean, I think a lot of people who are Ghostbusters fans are pretty excited about that trailer. I think that they're going back to the lore, and I think it's pretty damn exciting.
There's also been less lead up to it. I mean, like right now, like the Star Wars. If the trailer for Star Wars just dropped yesterday, everybody
it's never wrong to love any movie. So
yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
But it's just there's certain things that I think they can fix, and I think they will because they're new, and like a lot of them who are in charge have not done this before. Cody's really the only one that's been there and been like I've been through this. He's got Jericho there to help him out. You know, we know how to put this on. We got to work these kinks out, and they will be worked out. I don't doubt that at all.
Right.
And I think they're not going to fail. They're going to be a good company for a good amount of time, and I'm really excited to go see the show tomorrow night. So I can't wait to catch him in Dallas.
Yeah, and that'll happen. That happens tomorrow, and you'll be there for sure. Yeah. And then let's see, what championships do they have? The teams championship, they have the heavyweight championship. What else?
They have tag team heavyweight. They have a women's champion.
Okay.
And I think that's the only ones they have right now. Just the 3, which work. And you got SCU holding the tag champions, and they're great.
Okay. Oh, so what? They beat the Young Bucks for the titles?
I think they beat the Lucha Bros for the
titles. And who beat the Young Bucks? Yeah, because that's who we're champions. See, I haven't seen it in a bit. I got to go back and watch it. But so and what about WWE? Because I got back into it for a bit. And I was really, and I think what took me out of it was the way that they handled WrestleMania last year. Yeah. I think WrestleMania, it was so freaking long. They put in so many in the dance, and they built up that Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Flair thing. And I was so hyped for that. And by the time I was watching on TV, I was exhausted. And I fast forwarded through a lot of shit. I can imagine.
And I get that. It's weird for me because I've gone to the past 11 WrestleManias. Yeah. I go to every single.
You went this year?
God.
Yes.
Oh wow.
I had to stand in line for 2 hours after the show in the pouring down rain in New York to get on a damn bus to get back. Yeah. But WrestleMania is an atmosphere that I love. And I was trying to explain this to Jay. Jay was asking me, he's like, why do you go every year? I was like, because it's fun. Right. It's just something that I can forget all the because wrestling is a lot of drama. I can forget all the drama. I can forget all the politics. And I can just go and be a fan again and just enjoy it. I sat there the entire time, and not once was I bored. Ever. Yeah. So when people are telling me, it's too long, I'm like, I don't ever understand that because I can sit there and watch it on and on. And I do get it. 7 hours is a lot of wrestling.
Because I go back in the day when it was like WrestleMania 4, and it was one of my favorite WrestleManias, and it's like 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, because the thing is, what I think was so special about those WrestleManias is that you had to earn to be on the card. Yeah. Everybody on the roster's on the card.
And not only that, I do think they need to stop with this, let's bring in all these legends for matches. No. I don't need.
But it's just so long. It's like, look, you didn't make the cut this year. No. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. You didn't make the cut this year. It's going to be a 4-hour event, and and these titles are going to be on the line, and if not, it'll be on a build-up show or whatever too. And 7, 8 hours is too long because the crowd, even though you're there and you're enjoying, you're a rare type of fan.
I am.
A lot of people that are coming there, like to sit there for 7, 8 hours. Your main event, the first time.
A lot of kids there too, right?
Yeah, these 3 women who are coming in, and they all deserve to be in that main event. That Roman Reigns match right before, or was it Roman Reigns that was on, and the Brock Lesnar was first, but Roman Reigns and who did he fight? I can't remember.
Was that H? No, it wasn't H.
It was the long haired guy, right? Who's the every other
Mom.
wrestler? I know, but no, the one that everyone thought was going to be a star, and he's just not. The Irish guy or whatever. Who
Kieran Culkin.
No,
McIntyre.
Joey McIntyre.
It's another thing.
I don't think they felt that.
No, maybe not. But either way, it was just it's the whole thing. You can't remember who it was.
My problem is we miss, like, we don't need the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's a waste.
You don't need that because they want to be able to put the roster in there.
Yes.
And it's like, no, you don't make the cut this year.
I don't care about that.
You're not in it.
I don't care about the random, let's put all the women in a Battle Royal. We don't need that.
You're not in it this year. You didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
So that's
and I'll agree with you there. Those are points that I'm like, okay, we don't need this.
Yeah.
We didn't need Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe to go out there for 30 seconds.
No, all that shit. It's like because you just want to fit the roster in there. You don't need to. People bought the tickets. That's it.
Was this the longest, going off of this, was this the longest spectacular there was because there was the extra
event-wise?
Event-wise, yeah, because there was the extra match.
Well, it's the longest one we've ever done a live event.
Yeah.
Because free-for-all, it takes about 3.5 hours.
Right.
But
this because you had to add in the Bibiani and Ben Bateman.
Well, no, we still
would have done.
We were going to do 5 matches regardless.
Oh, you were?
Because Spectacular is normally 6 matches, but we were not going to do 6 matches at a live event. There's that's kind of my point.
Yeah,
it's just too long.
Yeah.
It's different when we were putting it out 3 matches or 3 videos from match part 1, part 2, part 3. You can take your time to watch it.
That you film in your studio.
Yeah, but you're asking these people to come to this event in LA, and they're going to come to the expo. Some of them are, and the other ones you got to ask them to sit to watch these matches. But if you ask them to do 6 matches, they're exhausted and everything too. And the only reason even that 5 could work is because you're continuing a story. You're starting with the first match that continues out into, because I don't know if the first match that was supposed to happen was going to be if Bateman and Bibiani would have played in Orlando,
right.
It was going to be Emma, Tom, and Kaiser were going to open up the event. And it would have been like that opening fun match, and then all the other matches. So it probably still could have happened the way it was, but it's just, I don't know. It actually worked out for the best that Ben wasn't able to do Orlando because it set up this whole thing to have Bibbs and him play in the first one, and the person who won in general their journey. I know.
Say it, BC.
Yeah. The person who won in general.
Oh no, went home, he got it.
Well, but the person who won in general, their journey started from match 1, and then they played for the championship at the end. So it just worked. Over on Super Chat, Marquise Lewandowski says, "Come to Grand Rapids, Michigan, Beer City, USA. We're going to Detroit. I don't know if you're going to. You'll probably be there with us. Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me where I need to be.
I know, we should. I want to head back to streamlabs.com/the before we clean up here.
Do you want me to do Richard Jewell or no?
Yes. Do that, please. Please do that. Yes.
So Richard Jewell, I watched it yesterday. There's I don't think it's going to be a contender. It's a great movie though. It's Clint Eastwood directed, and it's about the 1996 Atlanta bombing at the Olympics. I was 14 when that happened. Do you remember that bombing?
I do.
It's funny because I guess I didn't. I think it's one of those stories that, like, even if you remember, even if you don't, it's a great thing because you couldn't possibly realize the security guard, this guy Richard Jewell, who found the bomb and ended up truly. 2 people still did die. One person died immediately in the bomb, and one person died basically as a heart attack as a result of the bomb, or running to the scene or whatever. But the loss of life would have been tremendous if the security guard hadn't. Basically, he found this backpack, and he cleared the area, and it was 3 pipe bombs filled with nails, and the woman that ended up dying was because she got a nail into the skull. Anyway, he ends up getting accused of being the bomber. In his life, he lives with his mother. His life is absolutely ruined. Yeah. And it's the guy that plays Richard Jewell is the guy, I believe
Cobra
his name
Kai. He's in Cobra Kai.
He's in Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Paul Walter Hubert, I think his name is. He's also in Black Klansman. He's the big guy.
Well, he was also in the Tonya Harding movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. He plays.
yeah.
He plays.
The security.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the one who.
He always just plays like a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's so perfect in this movie. He hits levels. He is definitely. This was a great showcase for him. Sam Rockwell's in the movie and is fantastic in it. I actually am surprised that they weren't trying to make a push for the lead in this as a supporting.
Okay. Kathy Bates is getting pushed pretty hard.
I know, which is funny
great?
because she's great, but she's always great. I don't think this is a standout performance, but she plays his mother, and she's great as Kathy Bates always is. But I really do think he's like, Dickie came in and watched like the last half of it with me, and he was like, "This guy's fucking amazing."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I know,
Yeah,
he
I
really
wanna
is.
see
He
him.
hits
Okay.
levels and
So out of 5, what would
argue,
you give it? You can give
I'd
decimals.
say 3.8.
3.8. Okay. 3.8 out of 5. All right. Did you see this one yet, RB3? Not yet. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Kay, for that. Before we get out of here, I want to go to streamlabs.com/the Jader the Hurricane Paramo. He was
That's
there.
my boy.
Well, he says BC, not anymore after this one. BC should change his name from Jackass to Dumbass. Thank you for the spoilers.
Oh,
Yeah. Also,
bro, you know what? I was about to say, yo, my dude, me and Jade are gonna team up, man. We're gonna make a tag team. We're gonna take the tag team division by storm.
oh yeah.
But you know what? Nah, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah.
That's messed up, dude.
So Jader was the guy who won the fan contest in Orlando. He told the story. I actually watched a little bit of his thing that he does on. He does a podcast called The Nobodies, and he did it. And I listened to a little bit last night, and it was funny because they had. But you got to get crew a little bit more acknowledged on the Schmoedown, man. Like because his co-host, she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember the time on Movie Talk when they did this." I was like, "That's not the Schmoedown, that's Movie Talk." But I want to see the whole crew get into it. But
he's came on my podcast a couple times. He's fun, dude. I'm gonna have him on again.
I like him. I like him a lot. He and his lady were there, and they were hanging
She's
out
the
for a little
best.
bit. Yeah, but he says, and this is another reason why I like him. Also, In and Out over Whataburger. You're right. JK.
You were trash.
He said and then he says, "Just kidding. Love you, BC. Great hanging out this weekend." So Kaylin Rose, once again, the probability that your kid is born on your birthday is 0.02739,726.
Thank you for running those numbers, Caitlin.
The probability of winning the lottery is 0.0000003. Well, thank you. Suge9323. Kate, we need to have a conversation about this Magic and Jordan thing. Also, Kristian, my Steelers are 8-5. What's the Giants record? Suck it. Also, Kristian, what about a Schmoedown in Vegas for a spectacular?
Also, I love that Suge's not acknowledging that literally of the 4 people in this room,
You reacted to it the
no
biggest.
one agrees with you about Jordan.
No, I agree.
You think Magic's better than Jordan?
Yes.
You're a Lakers guy.
I'm a Lakers fan,
You're
man.
He's a
How can
Lakers
I-
guy,
how can
though.
I- how can I
But
tell
you don't
that?
really believe it. You're just a Lakers guy.
No.
You don't really believe that.
RB3.
No, he doesn't. He's not going to say it, but he doesn't. Of course, he doesn't believe that.
RB3.
You won't say it on air.
Hey, I agree. Listen, man, it's magic. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's
No,
magic.
run the facts with me.
What y'all don't understand is he got Jordan
My
shoes
camera's
on
off.
right now.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
my camera's off.
Like he
He's like-
rocking
Yeah, your
Jordan
camera's off on
shoes
purpose.
right
Yeah.
now.
Your camera's off on purpose. Your
Oh my
camera
God.
was ashamed of you.
But as far as the Schmoedown goes in Vegas, let me speak for BC. Do you understand how hard it would be for a spectacular to find out where Kaiser and Dagnino are in Vegas?
I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna have a hard time finding me
really, I
in
know,
Vegas.
no.
I got gambling
Yeah.
issues. I throw a birthday party in Vegas every year for my birthday.
Yeah, probably not. But and it's also because honestly, the you see how many people it is to put on that thing right now without a sponsor or anything. Too, we're not going anywhere outside of LA for spectaculars and free for alls and that type of thing. Because I had a conversation with somebody, and I've talked about this before. Someone asked me, he's like, "Well, what if you got like a not a sponsor but an investor?" And I said, well, investor is great because what an investor will do is investors will give us the money to be able to do things and essentially inject steroids into this thing and make it bigger. Well, you still got to pay the investors back. So it's like, oh, because someone said, well, does that mean Streamlabs stops and everything else stops? No.
Nope.
It means
No.
that
You
we
gotta
have
go 3
means that-
times harder.
means we need to ask for it more because now we
owe somebody.
and now we need more people to join the Patreon because we need to pay the investors back. But the investors can get us on the road more and get the probability of seeing the show more for us to be able to build more patrons. So it's not like one of these things like, well, you got an investor, problem solved. I don't have to. You don't need patrons anymore. Bullshit.
Wrong.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that all works. David B. Music. I agree with BC. I've been to WrestleMania. I've been to 3 WrestleManias and they're fun. But last year's in Jersey was very tiring. My buddies and I found ourselves dozing off by the time. So I guess he disagrees with you then.
Yeah, disagree.
Yeah, he must disagree with you. Sorry, he was dozing off by the time the sun went down just because we were exhausted from the weekend and the highs of the show. Or maybe he does agree. Okay, Exiled Garlic just says nope. Okay, works for me.
Nope.
Yeah.
That was probably to Suge Knight.
That was probably the Suge Knight. Let's see, is anything else?
And RB3 apparently.
This goes back to Super Chats and Haskell 420. Your points on Mania are dead on, in part because of how bad the booking is. Constantly repeated matchups, more than half the roster is buried anyway. Agreed. And they also, the other problem, what they do is back in the day, and I get it because you have so much TV time now that you have to fill matches, but matches aren't special. Like I thought about it. Steamboat and Flair. Steamboat and Savage, they fought once. I mean, including the, not like little house shows and stuff. I'm talking about big shows televised. Once. That match, they never had the big rematch. They never did that because of Steamboat and everything that happened. But they're building up at how much it meant. And Hogan and Savage, right? It took them a year to figure it out. Now they fight on every other card with teams matches, and someone gets DQ'd. You know what's going to happen every fucking time. It's just dull. Bad
that's
booking.
my problem. Everyone's like, well, they fight too much together. And then someone like Brock Lesnar, who doesn't very fight that often, they're like, well, he doesn't fight often enough.
Which one do you want?
What do you want?
Well, because that's the company letting us know. If the company starts to say, this is how it's going to go, and you start to set it up to where you make it like, and I miss the days of like where the wrestlers come in and the way that they announce them, I don't like the way it's run these days. I'm sorry.
There's been times, like there was a few times right when AEW was starting that I was getting really, I don't know, these storylines aren't getting it. These aren't getting it.
Yeah.
Right now, Survivor Series brought me back in full sail because you look at NXT, those guys are killing it. My boy Keith Lee is out there dominating, dude. Keith Lee is a force. If you can check, if you watch anything,
that guy. Okay.
Watch NXT, bro. They are murdering.
All right. Last one here, I believe. Zachary Martian says BC likes Whataburger and the Cowboys. Really? Good thing he knows his movies. Everyone has to have something.
The Mad Zag, that's a good dude, man.
That is. I think that's everything here. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to thank you, RB3. Hit the music. Thank you for joining us here on SEN Live. I want to thank my boy BC. BC, tell them where you find your podcast.
It is what it is with the Jackass every Thursday on Cinelinks.com and all of my social media at RealJackassBC. Check him out. Thanks for being on the show, my man. Kate Mulligan. Check out Kate Mulligan. Katest mom ever. RB3, director RB3. Check him out. And guys, please go on that website. I beg of you, theschmoedownlive.com. Check it out. You want to get tickets for any of the live events we have? You just want to show some support? Go on over there. Check it out. We thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.